Hello everyone, is audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, it is audible, sir.
All right, thank you very much for that. Hi everyone, I think we have around 13 participants today. So we are anticipating more and many more are watching on YouTube live. Can we start? Hina?
Hello everyone. It's audible?
I hope our chief guests and all arrived, all joined. Mr. Hussein, Mr. Paul.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
there, yes.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right. Good evening, one and all. Actually, it's my pleasure to invite one and all. And, it's kind of a small gathering to discuss about the children's career guidance and the aspiring youths. Because of the pandemic situation, all the children, everyone are very critical situation is going on. Classes are not in proper. I think now Oman has started the vacation even. So Life Institute, actually, we are just offering some sort of aspiring youths to conduct kind of seminars. We have, kind of people to discuss these kind of things and all. So I would like to invite Mr. Hussein, N.M. Hussein. He's a postgraduate economics and diploma holder, especially in archaeology department, actually. And it's my pleasure welcome him. And he's from my hometown, from Kodungalur. It's my pleasure. And he have been conducted many kind of these kind of seminars and all. He been a very popular leadership capacity person, capacity observer for the best participants, mathematics teacher around the globe. At present, is program advisory committee member of Diet Perumbavoor, honorary director of CG, many kinds. And it's my pleasure to invite Mr. N.M. Hussein to deliver his speech. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് ഭൂരിഭാഗം പേര് മലയാളികളാണ് ഇതിലുള്ളതെന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് അല്ലേ?
ഹലോ ഹലോ
ഹലോ സർ, കേൾക്കാം?
ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. ഞാൻ പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഏതാനും കീ പോയിന്റ്സ് ബേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു, വളരെ ഷോർട്ട് ടൈമിനകത്തായിട്ട്.
അതിലത്തെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സന്തോഷം സാറിന്റെ നാട്ടുകാരൻ കൂടിയാണ്, കൊടുങ്ങല്ലൂർ സ്വദേശി ആണെന്ന്
പറഞ്ഞാൽ വളരെ സന്തോഷം, പരിചയപ്പെട്ടതിൽ വളരെ സന്തോഷം.
അതെ, ഞാൻ കൊടുങ്ങല്ലൂർ മതിലകം സ്വദേശി.
വളരെ സന്തോഷം. യെസ്, ഞാൻ ഏതായാലും നമ്പർ കളക്ട് ചെയ്ത് കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാം.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും സർ. അങ്ങയുടെ പ്രഭാഷണത്തിൽ
താങ്ക് യു. ാണ് സംസാരിക്കേണ്ടത്. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഇതിലെ കുറച്ച് കീ പോയിന്റ്സ് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് തുടങ്ങാം. ഈ ഫസ്റ്റ് കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഓരോ സ്റ്റുഡന്റിന്റെയും സ്ട്രെങ്ത് എന്ത്, വീക്ക്നെസ് എന്ത് എന്ന കാര്യം ഡിമാർക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിലാണ്. എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളും ജീനിയസുകളാണ്. ബേസിക്കലി ഐൻസ്റ്റീൻ വൺസ് പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ എല്ലാവരും ജീനിയസുകളായിട്ടാണ് ജനിക്കുന്നത്. മിക്കവാറും പൊതുവെ അതാണ് ന്യൂറോളജിസ്റ്റുകളുടെ ഒക്കെ കണ്ടെത്തൽ. അതാണ്, എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളും ജീനിയസുകളാണ്, ഏതെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള സ്ട്രെങ്ത് അവർക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവും. പക്ഷെ ഈ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് എന്താണ്, വീക്ക്നെസ് എന്താണ് എന്നത് ഫൈൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ അത് വളരെ കൃത്യമായും ഡിമാർക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആണ് ഫസ്റ്റ് ആദ്യത്തെ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ഉണ്ടാകാൻ സാധ്യതയുള്ള പ്രോബ്ലം. അതാണ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിന്റ്, അവർ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ആൻഡ് വീക്ക്നെസ്. ഇപ്പൊ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഇന്ന് ഒരു 7th 8th മുതലെങ്കിലും ഈ പ്രോസസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. കാരണം അവര് ഏതെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള എൻട്രൻസ്, ഒരു 25 ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് എൻട്രൻസ് ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്.
ഞാനൊന്ന് ഇടപെട്ടോട്ടെ, അങ്ങയുടെ വീഡിയോ ഓൺ അല്ല, അങ്ങേ കാണാൻ കൂടെ സാധിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ സന്തോഷമായിരുന്നു.
ഓക്കെ. ഇത് ഹോസ്റ്റ് ഡിസേബിൾ, ഹോസ്റ്റ് അലൗ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല എന്നാണ് മെസ്സേജ് കാണുന്നത്.
Solve this issue. Can you just
Yes,
ഹോസ്റ്റ്
sure.
അലൗ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല.
yeah okay ചെയ്യും സാർ.
ഓക്കെ.
Yes, Hussein, guys, it's done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, continue. Okay. Visual available ആയോ?
Yes, visual available ആണ്.
Okay. അപ്പൊ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഈ കൺഫ്യൂഷനിലെ ആദ്യത്തെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കുട്ടികളുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ആൻഡ് വീക്ക്നെസ് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. വീക്ക്നെസ്സിനെ പറ്റി നാം ആലോചിക്കേണ്ടതില്ല. വീക്ക്നെസ് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തും വീക്ക്നെസ്സും ഉണ്ടാവും. നാം ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തിലാണ്. അപ്പൊ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തിൽ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ അതിന് ഒരു 7th 8th മുതലെങ്കിലും ഈ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ആൻഡ് വീക്ക്നെസ് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ പ്രോസസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കണം. ആ പീരീഡിൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ധാരാളം കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഡിസൈഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതുണ്ട് ഇന്നത്തെ അവസ്ഥയിൽ. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ഇപ്പൊ മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസ്, എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് എൻട്രൻസ്, അതുപോലെ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് എൻട്രൻസ്, ലീഗൽ എൻട്രൻസ്, ഡിസൈനിങ്ങിലുള്ള എൻട്രൻസ്, ഇതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള ഓറിയന്റേഷൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പീരീഡാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഒരു 7th 8th മുതൽ ആദ്യത്തെ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ഒരു കുട്ടിയുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് എന്താണ്, വീക്ക്നെസ് എന്താണെന്നുള്ളതാണ്. വീക്ക്നെസ്സിലേക്ക് ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതില്ല, സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ബേസ്ഡ് ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ്, ഇതാണ് ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ട കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ. അപ്പൊ അതിനുശേഷം വരുന്ന നെക്സ്റ്റ് പോയിന്റ്, കൺഫ്യൂസിങ് പോയിന്റ് എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തിന് കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ആയ കോഴ്സുകൾ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ നമുക്കറിയാം നിരവധി കോഴ്സുകൾ, എല്ലാ ഇയറും കോഴ്സുകൾ വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. പല കോഴ്സുകളും ആ കോഴ്സ് ഒന്ന് കേട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മനസ്സിലാവില്ല. പഴയ ജനറേഷൻ കോഴ്സുകൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഫിസിക്സ് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും, കെമിസ്ട്രി മനസ്സിലാവും, ബയോളജി മനസ്സിലാവും. പക്ഷേ ബയോ ഇൻഫർമാറ്റിക്സ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോഴും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ബയോ ഫിസിക്സ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോഴും ഒക്കെ ചിലപ്പോൾ ചെറിയ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ഉണ്ടാകാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ രണ്ടാമത്തെ സ്റ്റേജിൽ ഒരു കുട്ടിയുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഏത് കോഴ്സിന് കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ് എന്ന് കണ്ടെത്തുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് രണ്ടാമത്തേത്. അപ്പൊ ആ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ടാമത്തെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ നമുക്ക് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു. കുട്ടിയുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് കണ്ടെത്തുന്നു, ആ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തിന് കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ആയ കോഴ്സുകൾ എന്താണെന്ന് കണ്ടെത്താൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു. അതാണ് രണ്ടാമത്തെ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെയാണ്. ഇനി മൂന്നാമത്തെ ഒരു കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ, ഞാൻ പോയിന്റുകളായിട്ട് പറയാം. മൂന്നാമത്തെ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ധാരാളം കുറെ കോഴ്സുകളെ പറ്റി നമുക്കറിയാം, എന്നാൽ വേറെ ചില കോഴ്സുകളെ പറ്റി നമുക്ക് കൃത്യമായും അറിയില്ല. അതിൽപ്പെട്ടതാണ് ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ സൂചിപ്പിച്ച പോലെ ഇപ്പൊ ബയോ ഇൻഫർമാറ്റിക്സിൽ എന്തെല്ലാം കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് വരുന്നത്. അതിൽ മാത്തമാറ്റിക്കൽ എലിമെന്റ് എത്രയുണ്ടാവും, കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ എലിമെന്റ് എത്രയുണ്ടാവും, ബയോളജി എത്രയുണ്ടാവും, ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ എത്രയുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ ഇങ്ങനെ കോഴ്സുകളുടെ കണ്ടന്റിനെ പറ്റിയുള്ള കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ഇന്ന് നിലനിൽക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ഇത് പാരന്റ്സ് സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് വ്യൂ പോയിന്റിൽ പറയുമ്പോഴാണ്. ഈ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ഫീൽഡിലെ എക്സ്പേർട്ടുകളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം അവർക്ക് ഇത്തരം കോഴ്സുകളെ പറ്റി വലിയൊരു പരിധിവരെ അറിയാൻ സാധിക്കും. ഇപ്പൊ പാരന്റ്സിന്റെയും സ്റ്റുഡൻസിന്റെയും വ്യൂ പോയിന്റ് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ അവർ എത്ര വലിയ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആണെങ്കിലും, അവരുടേതായ ഫീൽഡിൽ എത്ര വലിയ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആണെങ്കിലും ഒരു കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. എന്താണ് ഈ കോഴ്സിന്റെ കണ്ടന്റ് എന്നുള്ളത്, ഈ ന്യൂ ജനറേഷൻ കോഴ്സുകളുടെ കണ്ടന്റ്. അപ്പൊ തേർഡായിട്ട് വരുന്ന ഒരു കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ ഈ കോഴ്സുകളെ പറ്റിയുള്ള കൺഫ്യൂഷനാണ്. അതുപോലെ ഇപ്പൊ റോബോട്ടിക്സ് ആണെങ്കിൽ മാത്സ് എത്ര അറിയണം, ഫിസിക്സ് എത്ര അറിയണം, അതിൽ ബയോളജിക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും സ്ഥാനമുണ്ടോ? റോബോട്ടിക്സ് എടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു കുട്ടി ബയോളജി അറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യമുണ്ടോ? റോബോട്ടിക്സിൽ ബയോളജി വരുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ്. അപ്പോ കോഴ്സ് കണ്ടന്റിലുള്ള കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ നമ്മൾ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. അതാണ് ഒരു തേർഡ് സ്റ്റേജിൽ വരുന്ന കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ. പിന്നെ ഈ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഏതെല്ലാം ജോബുകൾക്ക് കറസ്പോണ്ടൻസ് ആയിട്ടാണ് വരുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളത്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, നമ്മൾ ഇന്റർപേഴ്സണൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു സ്ട്രെങ്ത് പൊതുവെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവും. അത് മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഇന്റലിജൻസിന്റെ ഭാഷയിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇന്റർപേഴ്സണൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് എന്ന് പറയും. സാമൂഹ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളിലുള്ള താല്പര്യം, മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ ക്ഷേമത്തിലുള്ള താല്പര്യം, മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ മൂഡ് മനസ്സിലാക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവ്, അതനുസരിച്ച് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കഴിവ്, ഓർഗനൈസ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കഴിവ്, ലീഡ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കഴിവ്, ഒരു പ്രത്യേകതരം സോഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ അതിനെപ്പറ്റി പറയാം, സോഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ്. അപ്പൊ ഇന്റർപേഴ്സണൽ സ്കിൽ കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഉള്ള കുട്ടികളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം അത് ഏത് ജോബുമായിട്ടാണ് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എന്ന കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ അവർ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. കാരണം ഈ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഒരു നാലാമത്തെ പ്രശ്നം, ഏത് മേഖലയിലേക്ക് പോയാലാണ് ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും നന്നായി പെർഫോം ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുക, ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടെത്തേണ്ടത്. ഇത് കൂടി ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലേ ഈ കരിയർ പാത്ത് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വളരെ കൃത്യമായി നമുക്ക് കടക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആയി അത് അച്ചീവ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഈ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ കൂടി തീർക്കേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ നാലാമതായിട്ട് വരുന്നത് ഇൻബോൺ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഏത് ജോബുകളുമായിട്ടാണ് അതിന്റെ ഒരു കറസ്പോണ്ടൻസ് വരുന്നത്. പല ഓപ്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവും, ഒന്നിലേറെ ഓപ്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവും, ഒന്നിലേറെ കോഴ്സുകൾ കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ആയി വരുന്നതുണ്ടാവും. പക്ഷെ അതിൽ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് ഓപ്ഷൻ പല കാരണങ്ങൾ വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും ബെസ്റ്റ് ഓപ്ഷൻ എടുക്കുന്നത്. ഒന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ഫാമിലി സിറ്റുവേഷൻ, നമ്മുടെ ഇക്കണോമിക് ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട്, അതുപോലെ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള, ചിലർക്ക് നാട്ടിൽ തന്നെ പഠിക്കണം എന്നായിരിക്കും, വേറെ ചിലർക്ക് അബ്രോഡ് പഠിക്കണമെന്നായിരിക്കും. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള നിരവധി ഫാക്ടേഴ്സ് വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ബെസ്റ്റ് ചോയ്സ് അതിൽ നിന്ന് കണ്ടെത്തേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. അതാണ് നാലാമതായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. അഞ്ചാമതായി വരുന്ന കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ, വൺസ് ഒരു ഗോൾ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു കുട്ടി മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നു. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ +2-ന് ഹൈസ്കൂളിൽ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ബയോളജി വളരെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആണ്, ആ കുട്ടി ഡോക്ടർ ആകണമെന്ന് ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ ആ കുട്ടി ഡോക്ടർ ആകാൻ എല്ലാ കപ്പാസിറ്റിയും ആ കുട്ടിക്കുണ്ട്. ആ കുട്ടിയുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ ഭാവിയിൽ ഒരു എക്സലന്റ് ആയ ഡോക്ടർ ആകാനുള്ള എല്ലാ ചാൻസും ഉണ്ട്, സാധ്യതകളുമുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെ ആ കുട്ടി നന്നായി പഠിക്കുന്നു, ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു. പക്ഷേ +2 കഴിഞ്ഞ് മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസ് എഴുതിയപ്പോൾ കിട്ടിയില്ല ആ കുട്ടിക്ക്. കാരണം ലക്ഷക്കണക്കിന് കുട്ടികളാണ്, ഭയങ്കര ഹൈലി കോമ്പറ്റീറ്റീവ് ആയ ഒരു ഫീൽഡാണ് ഒന്ന്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ കിട്ടാനുള്ള ചാൻസ് വളരെ കുറവാണ്. രണ്ടാമത്തേത്, പകരം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് മറ്റു കോഴ്സുകൾക്ക് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് പോലെ ചെറിയ പൈസയല്ല, വലിയ ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ഫീ ആണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് പലപ്പോഴും വലിയൊരു ശതമാനം കുട്ടികൾക്ക് മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസ് ഫെയിൽഡ് ആയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിൽ സ്കോർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ വേറെ മാർഗമൊന്നുമില്ല എന്നാണ് അവർ ആലോചിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ അതൊരു പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ആണ്. അതായത് അഥവാ മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസ് കിട്ടിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇനി മെഡിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡിലെ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആകാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? ഇത് വളരെ കൺഫ്യൂസിംഗ് ആണ്. പലപ്പോഴും കുട്ടികൾ ചെയ്യാറ്, അവർ പോയി BA എക്കണോമിക്സിന് ചേരും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ BA ഇംഗ്ലീഷിന് ചേരും, ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ് ചെയ്യാറ്. ആക്ച്വലി അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതില്ല. കാരണം ഡോക്ടർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് മെഡിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡിലെ ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണൽ മാത്രമാണ്. നമ്മൾ ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ ചെന്നാൽ കാണുന്നത് ഡോക്ടർ മാത്രമല്ല, അവിടെ നിരവധി പ്രൊഫഷണൽസ് ഉണ്ട്. അതിൽ പ്രാക്ടീസിങ് ആയ ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണൽ മാത്രമാണ് ഡോക്ടർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് വളരെ പരിചയമുള്ള ഒരു അസുഖം വന്നാൽ പെട്ടെന്ന് കാണിക്കാവുന്ന വളരെ ഫെമിലിയർ ആയ ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണലാണ്. പക്ഷേ ആ കുട്ടി മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസ് കിട്ടിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ BSc സുവോളജിക്ക് ചേർന്നു എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. സപ്പോസ് ഞാനൊരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് പറയാം, MScക്ക് ആ കുട്ടി മൈക്രോബയോളജി എടുക്കുന്നു, ആ കുട്ടി വൈറോളജിയിൽ PhD ചെയ്യുന്നു, ആ കുട്ടി വൈറോളജിസ്റ്റായി മാറുന്നു. ഇനി മറ്റൊന്ന്, ആ കുട്ടി BSc സുവോളജി എടുക്കുന്നു, MSc ഇമ്മ്യൂണോളജി എടുക്കുന്നു, ഇമ്മ്യൂണോളജിയിൽ PhD ചെയ്യുന്നു, ആ കുട്ടി ഒരു ഇമ്മ്യൂണോളജിസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മാറുന്നു. ഇങ്ങനെ നിരവധി മേഖലകളിലേക്ക് മെഡിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡിലെ തന്നെ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആകാൻ സാധിക്കുന്ന വഴികളുണ്ട്, ചോയ്സുകൾ, ഓപ്ഷൻസ് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ഈവൻ മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസിൽ പരാജയപ്പെട്ടാൽ തന്നെയും ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് വൈറോളജിസ്റ്റ് ആകാം, മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസിൽ പരാജയപ്പെട്ടാൽ തന്നെയും ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് ഇമ്മ്യൂണോളജിസ്റ്റ് ആകാം, മെഡിക്കൽ എൻട്രൻസിൽ പരാജയപ്പെട്ടാൽ തന്നെയും ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് എംബ്രിയോളജിസ്റ്റ് ആകാം. അപ്പൊ ഈ രീതിയിലുള്ള നിരവധി ഓപ്ഷൻസ് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. അതിനെപ്പറ്റി പൊതുവെ പാരന്റ്സും സ്റ്റുഡൻസും അത്ര അവെയർ അല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഇത് മെഡിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡിൽ മാത്രമല്ല, ഒരു എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് കമ്പാരിറ്റീവ്ലി മെഡിക്കലിനെ അപേക്ഷിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ കിട്ടാൻ സാധ്യതകളാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അത്ര വലിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടില്ല. പക്ഷെ അതും ഒരു പ്രശ്നമായിട്ട് പലപ്പോഴും തോന്നാറുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു കുട്ടി എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് സ്കോർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നില്ല, ആ കുട്ടിക്ക് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഒരു റോബോട്ടിക് എക്സ്പേർട്ടായി മാറാം, ഒരു IoT എക്സ്പേർട്ടായി മാറാം. അതിന് ഡിഗ്രി, PG, PhD ആ രൂപത്തിൽ പോയാൽ മതിയാവും. അതുപോലെ സെൻസറുകളിൽ, സോളാർ എനർജിയിൽ, AI-യിൽ, ഡാറ്റ അനലിറ്റിക്സിൽ, ഇങ്ങനെ നിരവധി മേഖലകളിൽ, എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ഫീൽഡിലെ തന്നെ റിലേറ്റഡ് ആയ നിരവധി മേഖലകളിൽ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആകാൻ സാധിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻസ് നമുക്ക് ഇന്ന് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇത്തരം 5 കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ് പാരന്റ്സും സ്റ്റുഡൻസും ഏർലി സ്റ്റേജിൽ, അതായിരിക്കും ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ്, ഒരു 7th 8th പീരീഡിൽ അവർക്ക് അതിനെപ്പറ്റി ഒരു അവയർനെസ് കിട്ടുകയും ഓരോ സ്റ്റേജിലും അത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുകയുമാണ്. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു അവർക്ക് ഏറ്റവും എക്സലന്റ് ആയ ഒരു ഓപ്ഷനിലൂടെ ഡിഫറെന്റ് സ്റ്റേജസ് ആണിത്. കാരണം ഒന്ന് +1 എടുക്കുക, അതൊരു ജംഗ്ഷൻ ആണ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് +2 കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എൻട്രൻസ് കിട്ടിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് ഡിഗ്രി ഏത് ഓപ്ഷൻ എന്നുള്ളത് മറ്റൊരു ജംഗ്ഷൻ ആണ്. അവിടെ വെച്ച് സെലക്ഷൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് PG വരുന്നു. ഇനി PhD ക്ക് പോകേണ്ട കുട്ടികളാണെങ്കിൽ PhD വരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഇത്രയും ആയിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഏകദേശം PhD-യോട് കൂടി ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഈവൻ കുറച്ചും കൂടി എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്താൽ പോസ്റ്റ് ഡോക്ടറൽ ഫെല്ലോ ഇത്രേ വരുന്നുള്ളൂ. ഇത്രയും കൂടി ആയിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാ കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ്, ഈ പറഞ്ഞ 5 സ്റ്റേജിലുള്ള കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ് അവർക്ക് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഫസ്റ്റ് വരുന്നത് സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യുക. സെക്കൻഡ് വരുന്നത് സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ബേസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കോഴ്സുകൾ ഏതാണെന്ന് കണ്ടെത്താൻ സാധിക്കുക. +1 ഡിഗ്രി, +1 എൻട്രൻസ്, ഡിഗ്രി, PG, PhD. അതിനുശേഷം ഈ കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കുറെ കോഴ്സുകൾ, അതിന്റെ കണ്ടന്റ് മനസ്സിലാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് അതെങ്ങനെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തുമായി കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു എന്നത്. അതിനുശേഷം ജോബുകളുമായി ഈ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തിനുള്ള കറസ്പോണ്ടൻസ് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു. ലാസ്റ്റ്ലി ഈ അഥവാ എൻട്രൻസ്, പ്രൊഫഷണൽ എൻട്രൻസുകൾ, ഒരു 25ഓളം വരുന്ന പ്രൊഫഷണൽ എൻട്രൻസുകൾ ക്വാളിഫൈ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിലും എങ്ങനെ ഡിഗ്രി, PG, PhD ബേസ്ഡ് ആയി ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആകാൻ സാധിക്കും. ഈ 5 കൺഫ്യൂസിങ് ഏരിയാസ് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ഫീൽഡിൽ ഇന്ന് നേരിടുന്ന കോഴ്സുകളുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടതും കരിയേഴ്സുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടതുമായ മിക്കവാറും കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും എന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. ഇത്രയുമാണ് വളരെ ബ്രീഫായി ഇതേപ്പറ്റി പറയാനുള്ളത്. ഇനി സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യേണ്ട ടൂൾസ് അത് നമുക്ക് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ കോഴ്സുകളെ പറ്റിയുള്ള ഇൻഫർമേഷൻസ് അത് ചില വെബ്സൈറ്റുകളിൽ നിന്നും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ആ ഫീൽഡിൽ എക്സ്പേർട്ട് ആയ ആളുകളിൽ നിന്നും കൺസൾട്ടേഷനിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് കൃത്യമായി മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. പിന്നെ സിലബസുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ അതിന്റെ മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പിക് ലെവലിൽ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാവുന്നതുണ്ട്. എങ്കിലും ഒരു മാക്രോസ്കോപ്പിക്കലി ഈ 5 കൺഫ്യൂഷൻസ് ആണ് മേജർ ആയിട്ടുള്ളത്. അത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്താൽ ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് എക്സലന്റ് ആയി കോഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് കരിയർ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുമെന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.
താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച് സാർ. വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷം. വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ട് തന്നെ ചുരുങ്ങിയ സമയത്തിനുള്ളിൽ അങ്ങ് ഈ ഒരു 5 കാര്യങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ച് ഒരു കുട്ടി ബിൽഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടുന്ന അവരുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ആൻഡ് വീക്ക്നെസ്, മെയിൻ ആയിട്ട് 5 സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തിനെ കുറിച്ച് അത് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്, എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഷാർപ്പൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്, വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ട് തന്നെ അങ്ങ് പറയുകയുണ്ടായി. വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷം. അങ്ങ് തുടരണം. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ ഇതിന്റെ അവസാനത്തില് ഇതിനകത്തുള്ള ആളുകൾക്ക്, പാനലുള്ളവർക്ക് ചില ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കാനും ചില സംശയ നിവാരണത്തിനൊക്കെ ഉള്ള ഒരു അവസരം ഉണ്ടാവാനുള്ള സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങോട്ടും തുടരണമെന്ന് അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുകയാണ്. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Paul Maliekal. നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ഇതുവരെ സംസാരിച്ചത് NM ഹുസൈൻ ആയിരുന്നു. എക്കണോമിക്സിൽ പോസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രാജുവേറ്റും അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ഡിപ്ലോമ ഹോൾഡർ ഇൻ ആർക്കിയോളജിയിലും ഉള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിത്വമായിരുന്നു. വെൽ നോൺ സ്പീക്കറാണ്, കേരളത്തിൽ അറിയപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു സ്പീക്കറാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു സാന്നിധ്യത്തിന് നന്ദി പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് അടുത്തതായിട്ട് ലെറ്റ് മീ ഇൻവൈറ്റ് മിസ്റ്റർ Paul Maliekal. Paul Maliekal is a renowned mathematics teacher with a wide exposure to Kerala state different curriculums. He has been associated himself with the postgraduate schools like Bombay Cambridge School, Shantindegan School, Doha Qatar, Al Noor International School, Bahrain, many schools like. And he is also recipient awards of designating like best teaching aid mathematics exhibition council department education, a recipient of award for innovative teaching methods, many kinds. Let me invite Mr. Paul Maliekal to speak about today's topic, career excellence possibilities. That's what is topic today. I would like to invite him, Mr. Paul Maliekal.
Mr. Paul is on mute, so please unmute.
Hello, Kelkama.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Okay. So it's my pleasure to talk to you for some time in this evening. And may I know if is there anyone who cannot understand Malayalam from the audience?
Malayali, so you can speak in even Malayalam, either in
okay,
English.
So okay, so what do you prefer, the language, English or Malayalam?
I think English is the preferred language because everyone can understand.
Okay. Suppose somebody join in the middle, and if they don't understand Malayalam, that could be a problem. Okay, so thank you very much for inviting me for this event. And I was here from the beginning, and I was lucky to hear what Mr. Hussein was saying, and he's my close friend, just like Mr. Yasir. And today, to add to what Mr. Hussein has already spoke to you, Mr. Hussein was telling you about the need of identifying one's talent. So it is important for a student to know what is my talent. Sometimes people say, teachers used to say, you are a very good student, you are a very talented student, and he is an all-rounder, because this is what we as myself is a teacher, so this is what we used to speak before I come to know about the multiple intelligences. So Mr. Hussein spoke to you about multiple intelligences. It is a revolutionary theory introduced by Dr. Howard Gardner. So Dr. Howard Gardner is a professor in Harvard University, and he introduced this revolutionary theory to the world of education and to the world of people. And this theory really changed the way we think about education and the way we think about careers. Okay, so now I would like to talk about multiple intelligences and how we can use the knowledge of multiple intelligences to know your strength, and how we can use the knowledge of multiple intelligences to choose the best career. And when I say the best career, I don't really mean the career that gives you the maximum salary. It is not the career that gives you the maximum salary that makes your life the best. The career or the job that gives you pleasure, the career or the job that gives you happiness, that would be the best job that is suitable for you. But at the same time, all of you will tell me that, sir, if you say only the pleasure part and only the happiness part, how are we going to live? Don't worry about how are you going to live. If you take up a job that gives you pleasure, that definitely that job will give you money. I'll give you one good example. We have, I know many people, they love cooking. They love cooking, but they don't take cooking as a job. And you know, the person who cook food in a five-star hotel, or the person who cook food in a cruise ship, you know, the salary of the person, we really don't know. It's very huge. I think you got my point, because the people who love cooking, they should take a profession that makes them a professional cook. And the person who is a singer can take up a profession which is related to music. Okay, I don't say he has to sing all the time, but there are options in the world that makes him, to enjoy what he loves to. So we used to say, chase your dream. But the thing is, it's very, very difficult to know what is my dream. And it is very, very difficult for a child of a 5-year or 7-year or even 10-year. If you ask him, what are you going to become? What's your ambition? Most of the children say, I don't know. I have not decided. But if you like to know what is the job you will be enjoying, there is a very simple thing. There is one way that you take our test. We have developed a test, myself and Mr. Hussein, and along with Mr. Yasser, we have developed a beautiful test. But if you do not want to take our test and you want to know what is your passion, it's very, very simple. I tell you that the test is very, very simple. That is what you like to do in a day if you are free to do anything. You just think, suppose in Kerala, there is a festival called Hartal. You know Hartal. What is meant by Hartal? That means that can come any day. Any political party can declare a Hartal on any day. It's suddenly you get a holiday. But now people are fed up of holidays. Now people are fed up because of the coronavirus. Now people are fed up of sitting at home. But I'm saying the old days when you had a Hartal and you have enough free time, what are you going to do on that day? That is your job. That's your passion. If a student or if somebody wants to sing, that means you love singing. If you want to draw freely, that means you like drawing. And if some small kids, they go to the kitchen and they start cooking, that means you love cooking. And if you like to travel, if you feel like to traveling, but you are not able to travel, that means you are a very, a bodily kinesthetic person. The bodily kinesthetic person, in the sense, they cannot sit idle. They want to move all the time. They want to use their body to express, or they want to sing, they want to dance, or they want to do for dramatics, etc. So this is how we find out what is your passion. Okay, and coming to more specifically, we have developed a test. I was talking about the test. That test will check your multiple intelligences. If you can allow me to share my screen, can I try sharing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Yes.
share my screen?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Please enable it. Please enable it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's done.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sharing. Yeah. So, are you able to see my screen? Mind Smart Multiple Intelligence Assessment
Yes,
Report.
can
Is
see.
that you see on the screen now?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. So I want to talk about this assessment. The procedure is very simple. Those people who are interested, those who are attending the meeting, or in any of your friends or any of your relatives, they want to take a test and know how good I am in different areas, you can contact the organizers of this program, Life Oman, or other the host of the program, or Mr. Yasir, and we will be on your WhatsApp, and you take a small test. The test will not be of testing your knowledge in math, or it won't be testing any general knowledge you have. It will be only asking very simple questions about you. That means it's a self-assessment. So we'll give you a question and we give you a few options. The question is like this: do you sing? So the answers are I never sing. I don't like singing. Or sometimes we say sometimes. And there is another option: I cannot stop singing. Okay, the questions are very easy, because this is just to know how good you are in singing. And there are many questions like that. And in the end, when you submit your options, we get your response online and we create a report. So I'm talking about that report. So this is one report just in front of you. I changed the name of the student. It is not Ali, it's really another student. I changed the school because of confidentiality, because when you take a test, the test is it's our responsibility to keep it very confidential. Okay. And this is the report, and you get a report of 51 pages. So this report has got 51 pages. I will go to my next page of the report. Yeah, so there will be your name and your details. And this is Dr. Howard Gardner. This is an American development psychologist known for his theory of multiple intelligences. And our test is mainly based on Dr. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. And this is the letter we received from Dr. Howard Gardner. And Dr. Howard Gardner is the friend of Mr. Hussain. So Mr. Hussain has a frequent communication with Dr. Howard Gardner. And we also have in our team, just like Mr. Yasir, those people who are doing research in psychology. And this is Mr. Shakil. He is a part of our team. He's also a very good a person who's doing research on psychology. And this is the team. And the report speak about different types of intelligences. There are different types of intelligences. One is linguistic. As Mr. Hussain said, those people who are good in linguistic intelligence, they love to learn languages and they love to use languages very effectively. I'm not a very good linguistic person, but if it is a person who is very interested in linguistic intelligence, he has an inclination to learn new languages. They can learn a language very easily. Okay. And the second type of intelligence is logical mathematical intelligence. And there is no need to explain much about mathematical intelligence. Some people are very good in math, but some other people, they hate maths. Okay. But meanwhile, I want to say I'm a math teacher. So I've seen students who love math and some students who don't like it. Again, there is another one called musical intelligence. It is related to music, and those people who are good in musical intelligence, they keep singing all the time whenever they get a chance, and they listen to music all the time, and they enjoy music. And there are different type of people. Some people love to listen to music when they do anything, and some people cannot do it. I'm a person not that much interested in musical intelligence. So if I want to do some work, I need complete silence in my room. I love silence. But there are other people I know, my friends, they always want to talk, or they always want to listen to music. And even if they study, you listen to me, even if some people they study or they do their record work, they want a light music in the background. So people are different, so how much they are different. Some people they love music, and some people they do not like it at all. Okay. Now come to visual spatial intelligence. It's a very special kind of intelligence. That means these people love to take photos all the time. They want to post their photos online, and they draw pictures, and they can visualize, and they must be very good in creative art. They are very good designers, and these people are going to be the architects. These people are going to be the best photographers. These people are going to be the best YouTubers, and these people can use a map to navigate from one place to the other very easily. So this is a kind of intelligence. Those people who always scribble in the class. I know some people, some students in my class, they have a book, or they keep on scribbling on the sheet of paper. Earlier, when I was not aware of multiple intelligences, I used to scold them. But now I know it's an intelligence, so I need to motivate that student. I used to say very good. I say, I can give you another book. Use sketches are very good. So keep on drawing in the book. Sometimes they look at me thinking that I'm mocking at them. I'm teasing them. Then they ask, sir, really? I said, yes. And I say, you can even draw in my class. There is absolutely no problem. You heard about mind mapping. Mind mapping. It's a way of organizing our thought. It's a way of remembering things. So those people who are good in visual spatial intelligence, they can do this type of mind mapping. And people learn differently. Everybody is not learning in the same way. Some people love to learn by listening people, and some people love to learn by reading, and some people love to learn by watching YouTube videos. These days many people, they love to learn by watching YouTube videos. It shows how is your learning orientation. So that will coming into the next moment. Okay. And the next part is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. This is also often misunderstood. Some students, especially the boys in their early ages, some of you, maybe your brother or sister, little ones at home, they cannot sit idle. They always on the move. They are very restless. And sometimes we think that it is hyperactivity. Most of the times it's not hyperactivity. Most of the time it is their talent, because they are meant to be like that. And these people are going to be the best mechanical engineers in the world. These people are going to be the best pilots in the world. These people are going to be the best actors, the best players, the best cricketer like Sachin Tendulkar, or the best dancers in the world. So it is a talent. It should be encouraged, not to be discouraged. Another kind of intelligence is intrapersonal that Mr. Hussein spoke about it. Some people love to sit alone, idle, in their home. They don't want to travel all the time. Even after Corona, they don't want to travel much because they want to be alone, and they enjoy being alone. Sometimes we think, sometimes especially parents and teachers think, there is something wrong with the child because he's not socializing. But according to Dr. Howard Gardner, it's not a weakness, it's a strength. Being alone, sitting in the room for a long time and doing something or reading a book or doing experiments, it's a strength. You may not believe. So these people are going to be the best leaders in the world, and these people are going to be the thinkers in the world. These people are going to be the best inventors in the world, and they are going to be the best computer programmers in the world. So why I'm saying all this is because most of the time we really don't understand our talent. We really don't understand how talented we are. Okay, and I'll make it very short because as a teacher I keep on explaining and I just forget my timing. And the host, you can you just tell me how many minutes left. If you tell me how many minutes left, then I can just go on.
Okay, sir,
Can you tell me how many minutes left for me?
You can carry on. No issue. It's interesting, very interesting topic.
Okay. Okay, no problem. No problem. But you just remind me when I'm taking more time. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure.
The next one is interpersonal intelligence. Mr. Hussain spoke about this intelligence also. Some people, they make friends very easily. You go to a party. Suppose you go to a party, and some people, they make friends very easily and they talk to strangers because they take it as an opportunity. When they go to a party or when they go to mosque or when they go to church, temple, anywhere, or when they go to, even when they go to the cinema, they take it an opportunity to mingle with people, and they are very happy. And even if you call that child back home, they might say, no, sorry, wait, I want 5 minutes more here. Because you must have seen people at your home, the little ones at home behaving like this because they always want to be with people. They cannot sit alone. Okay, so those people are called interpersonal intelligence people. And these people are mostly criticized because they cannot sit idle for a few minutes at home and study, or they cannot concentrate too much in the same thing at the same time. So they always will be on the WhatsApp, they will be on Facebook, or they will be on all the social media this time, or even other people, they don't call them, these people are going to call them. Okay, and they bring new friends every day at home. Even at the age of 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, these little ones, they go to the next room and call another person to their home because they enjoy that company. You understood? Okay, and is this a problem or is this a talent? Definitely this is a talent according to Dr. Howard Gardner. And what are these people going to become? Anybody wants to comment, you can comment, or I want to save time, I would say the answer. These people are going to be the best lawyers. These people are going to be the best teachers, but don't think I am an interpersonal intelligent person. I'm not. I'm the opposite. I am the intrapersonal person because I want to sit alone. And you believe it or not, I really, I shouldn't say that. And I really enjoy some part of this, remote teaching. You know the reason? Because in remote teaching, you have the comfort of sitting in your room. You can do lots of preparation. You can teach. There is absolutely no problem in that. But you will be more comfortable if you are alone. And you must say, you would say, Mr. Paul, you cannot speak like that because all our children are missing the time at school. I really understand. I feel very sad about them. And even now I'm fed up of sitting at home. I want to go back to school. But I'm saying, as a person, to be honestly, if I'm speaking about myself, I'm an intrapersonal intelligent person. But there are interpersonal, and the best example of people who are interpersonal, having interpersonal intelligence, are the politicians. Some people say the politicians are bad. No, politicians are good. We need politicians in the world because they do their job well. There are very, very, very good politicians, and those people who have this interpersonal intelligence can lead a team very effectively. They can work in a team. They can mix with any kind of other personalities. So they have the strength or talent. And naturalistic intelligence are the people who love the nature. They, see in the picture, there boy sitting with a dog. He loves the dog, or he likes the nature, the plants, the animals, everything. And there is another, the last type, according to Dr. Howard Gardner, is existential intelligence. It's a very special intelligence. This is a set of people who are very curious about the human existence. How do we exist? How do the stars come? How do the planets exist? They think a lot. And India is very famous for its philosophy. India has contributed a lot to the field of philosophy. And these people are philosophers. They think a lot. And these people, they do not require any external assistance to learn about something, because they think and they go to the depth of any subject. So this type of existential intelligent people can study themselves, and they create new theories, and they are curious about how people originated in the earth, and what is going to be there in after death. Sometimes small kids, they ask a very strange question to you, and sometimes we scold them. They ask, what would happen to a person if he dies? And you will be so much scared why this small little child is talking about death, because they have this existential intelligence. Okay, so next time when a small child talking very strangely about when was the earth created, or sometimes they ask why the God is creating people, and why the God is creating all these planets and stars, don't argue with them, and don't think that there is something wrong with the child. It's perfectly all right. The child has the existential intelligence. So I gave you a brief description about what are the different intelligences according to Dr. Howard. I spent some time, because even though we heard somewhere here and there, most of you may not have heard all these different talents with all the details. Okay, now I'm not going all the 50 pages. Don't worry. I will just skip my pages. And this is the intelligence plotting of one child. And as I was talking to you all this time, you must be able to understand the talent of this person. And the highest talent for this boy is visual spatial. And the next highest talent is linguistic. And look at the logical intelligence part. He's not that good in math, and he's not that good in music also. And he is not that good in interpersonal, the blue one. You see the third last one. But he is intrapersonal. So this is a specially talented, or he is kinesthetic, bodily kinesthetic. So he has good bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So this is a very special combination of talents. Understood? And if you ask the parent, that parent would say he doesn't talk to other people much, and he's mostly lonely, or he doesn't make friends easily, or he doesn't work good in a team. But it is absolutely okay, because he has many different talents. So I think you understood my point. Everybody is talented, just like Mr. Hussain said. Every child who is born on earth is a talented. He is a gift of God. But our problem is to identify the talent of the child. So once you identify the talent of the child, and once you tell the child you are intelligent in these many fields, the child is going to feel very proud. The child is going to feel very happy about his talent. And you imagine, if you can say a child of age 7 or 8, that you are going to become a pilot, or you are going to become an architect, or you are going to become a chef, or you are going to become a very good football player, the child will become very happy, because he knows that he has talent, and he can easily polish his talent in that particular direction. And engineering and medicine are not the only field. You heard to Mr. Hussain also. There are different, and every day new jobs are emerging. So you really need to understand, and this is only once in your life. And I'm not saying that everybody should take it, but think about it. It's only once in your life you need to take this test, and or your children, or your brothers or sisters, or your relatives, and they will be able to. And this test is not limited to students of up to 15 years. It is from grade uh, from grade 3, that means from age 8 onwards, any person can take the test. Even if you are employed, you can find out your talent, which is my area of strength, so that you can modify your talents. And you can even, some people after taking our test, they realized in the same company they can ask for a different department, because they may be very good at different department, but we do not know what is my talent at the moment. So I suggest those people who are curious about what I'm talking about, or those people who are interested, just try our test once. Okay. And I was talking about the different learning styles. So some people, they love visual learning, some people they love to listen to other people, and some of those they love to do by doing things. So our test will indicate what type of learning, what is your learning style orientation. And this is the activities we suggest. So for this particular student, we suggest art and craft is a very good activity, graphic animation, photography, calligraphy. And the very good thing about our test and report is that we are not just suggesting one particular career, you can see, because you cannot suggest one particular job or one particular career to a person. That will be, I must say, it's a very cruel, because every test has its own limitation. So you cannot indicate only one job in the world for a person, because there are different jobs available in the world. Okay, so our test, compared to many other talent tests, we suggest various opportunities, different opportunities to the student. And this is career selection, agriculture, art and design, fashion, language and literature. There are hundreds of career selections, and the length of the graph indicates how good you would be in that career, how much you are going to enjoy in that career. So the child or the parent can decide what is the right thing you will be. I love someone is scribbling on my graph. It's quite natural. It's good. That means they have a very good visual spatial intelligence. Okay, and they are very interpersonal also. That's why they can try. They can just go on, and then this is the way they are. They're showing that they are listening to my speech. Thank you. Okay. And stable and emerging careers, I'm not saying much about it. Stable and emerging career selections. And there are a lot of stable emerging careers. And there is another section called department selection. Which department selection will be the best for this particular student? And then comes, and you must think, I spoke about a lot of things about all this intelligence, but I forgot. You don't remember. I know, because most of the things we listen, we forget after 1 hour or 1 or 2 days. So whatever I spoke to you about linguistic intelligence is written here, and also how you can improve your intelligence. I didn't say that. Our brain has a capacity to adapt. Wherever you go, when you go to Oman, you adapt to Oman's climate. I'm speaking to you from Abu Dhabi, so I have adapted to Abu Dhabi culture. The people are very good, so nice, and I teach the students, the local students here. All my students are UAE nationalities mostly. So I love their hospitality. I like the way they love me, they receive me, and love the food in Abu Dhabi. So our brain has a capacity to adapt. So if you want to improve a particular intelligence, for instance, you want to improve your linguistic intelligence, because it's very important. You must be good in a language. So you can improve it by certain activities. So we suggest certain activities, how to improve it. So this is regarding every intelligence: logical, musical, bodily, kinesthetic, intrapersonal, interpersonal, naturalistic, and the intelligence types. And we have a split intelligence also. I don't have much time to explain too much about it. Linguistic intelligence also has got some minute in between, inside the linguistic intelligence also there are different things like non-verbal, verbal, visual aspect of writing. Like this, every intelligence has got subdivisions. So we are discussing about the subdivisions also. And next comes the IQ, EQ. As Mr. Hussain said, the emotional quotient is very important these days. In Malayalam, we say sneha buddhi, emotional quotient. How good you are in your emotions. These days we heard many sad news of people ending their life. It's very, very sad. We cannot blame them. In their situation, they decided to take that choice. But one reason people end their life is because of lack of emotional intelligence. They are very good in their subject, but they are not that strong to control their emotions. So this area is dealing about how good you are in your emotional intelligence. So we can even work on that after you do the test. When you get the report, we can even work on how to improve your emotional intelligence if you don't have that much emotional intelligence. And then comes there are a lot of things about, and also we suggest at the end how good will be a particular subject if you choose a particular subject. So English in the CBSE level, will it be good in your class 9 and 10 or mathematics, science, etc. And also in ICSE, IGCSE, IB curriculum. And it goes like that, like that. Okay. So thank you very much for listening to me. I know I took a lot of time from the program, but I was also in a very good mood to explain. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm in a good mood to explain. Sometimes I'm not. So if, as I said, I'm an intrapersonal person. Today I was so much energized, and Mr. Yasser reminded me about the meeting. So I sometimes we go to class with lots of preparation, and sometimes we teachers don't do that much preparation, to be honest. So today I came with lots of preparation. Thank you, the organizers for giving me so much time to explain everything I wanted to. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful speech. Really honored, and it's like a classroom actually.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
details which you explain is like we are in the classroom. So we need an exclusive session only.
Because
It could be appreciated definitely. Later on, actually, we will think something about that actually. So really, thank you very much for your kind.
okay.
We are in a good mood to explain all these things and all. Thank you very much. Next, let me go to
Thank you.
a girl, Shina Sultana. She is a 12th grade student, is a public speaker in Tamil and English, youngest Toastmasters in the world, an orator, public speaker who has given speeches over 50 topics with the legendary professional speakers and celebrities and debate. Won the platinum winner of MSA Life, International Virtual Youth Carnival 2020, and so on. Her passion stands towards inspiring people, aspiring to professionally upgrade her wisdom through containing higher education, MBA and the PhD. Getting exposed with the successful public speaker, she has achieved many appreciations. So it's our turn. Her video will be presented over here. Shinaz Sultana.
Man placed a huge rock on a roadway. He then hid in the bushes and watched to see if anyone would move the rock out of the way. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants and courtiers passed by and simply walked around it. Many people blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but none of them did anything about getting the rock or stone removed. And so it happened one day. A peasant came along carrying vegetables. Upon approaching the rock, the peasant let down his burden and tried to push the rock out of the way. After much pushing and straining, he finally managed. After the peasant went back to pick up his vegetables, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the rock had been. The purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king explaining that the gold was for the person who removed the rock from the road. Good evening, everyone. I am Shina Sultana, and I'm going to talk about transformational experience. Before moving to it, what does the story say? What is the moral of the story? You see, in life, every obstacle that we come across gives us an opportunity to improve our circumstances. And while the lazy others will create opportunities through their kind hearts, generosity, and willingness to get things done. So see every problem as an opportunity and a chance to become better and to grow. Transformational experience. Now, before that, I would like to share one important story of a boy. The boy was born in Tamil Nadu, India. He was precious in front of his parents because his parents were not blessed with children for 4 years. After 4 years of continuous praying to God, they finally blessed with this boy. While he was growing, his family furnished him with everything. He grew like a little prince. He enjoyed his life. Everything was fine. His parents found a very good talent in him, which is speaking skills. He had a good memory power. His parents, especially his mom, thought to develop it. Then he started giving speeches in his school. When he was in KG2, he participated in a speech competition which held in another school, which is for 10 schools around the area. And grades of till 10th standard were participated in Tamil language. Students from 9th, even 10th were participated. Between all of them, this little boy with such confidence, with such bold voice, with such pronunciation, he gave the speech for about 8 to 10 minutes. The judges in the panel were mesmerized, were surprised, and people around him were surprised. And not just that, they announced this little boy as the winner. Thereafter, everything went good. After a few years, his father, who were in Bahrain, just bought a food canteen in one of the biggest tower in that country, which has around 70 to 80 floors. So what's next? His father decided to bring his family, who are this boy and his mother and a young brother. They came. The boy again had a wonderful time. He started reading new pages in the book of life. He joined school. After a few months, on Tamil Day, he got an amazing opportunity to speak. Yes, there was a speech competition and he participated and he was the winner. So he got a chance to give the same speech in the stage. From there, his public speaking journey started again. Because a guest who had participated on Tamil Day called this boy and said him to give the same speech in a Tamil event which held at the Indian Club. Because the guest was the head of one of the biggest Tamil club in Bahrain. Then after, he gave so many speeches, debates in all the clubs. All went well. Suddenly, due to some problems, his father was set to leave his food canteen, which was in the tower. He spent around 12,000 dinar for that canteen. 12,000 BD means around 20 to 22 lakhs. It was a very tough time for them. They again started a business, but that too remained a huge loss. But they didn't get tired. The boy encouraged his family to be positive and set to fight with the problems. Because of their positive mind and worship to God and hard work, so many good souls, including his family and friends, helped mentally and financially to stay well. The boy, though he was in a bad situation, he didn't lose his hope. He found one thing, that the best way to overcome this problem, the best way to improve, the best way to survive is only by increasing the knowledge and education. Then onwards, he started grabbing every single opportunity which he sees. He was called in a Tamil Toastmasters club as a guest. The organizer and the members of the club, seeing his speaking skills, encouraged him to join the Toastmasters club. And now he is one of the youngest Toastmasters in the world. He also wanted to help his parents financially. So with the help of good souls, he did it. Now his father is working and he is also working as a newsreader. And that too is not enough for him. He wants to help his parents more and more. You may ask why he is handling lots of commitments. The first and most reason is because of he loves his passion, as well as he wants him to educate as well as his brother. We know, right, education and knowledge is the key of success. He thought the same. He came across all these problems by being positive. He was surrounded by good souls concerned. There will be haters who always talk behind our back, but don't even mind about them. You see, this little boy was statistically destined to lose, statistically who suffered from depression, statistically someone on the benefit system, statistically got help from all others and couldn't able to return, statistically designed to win but programmed to lose. Now everything in this story is true except one factor. The little boy was actually a little girl, and that girl was me. Today, how I see myself has improved or transformed a lot is through this speech and through this opportunity. Because I have spoke about so many people, about their life, their achievement, their difficulties, how inspiring they are, how they transform themselves from being failed or rejected. But today, I spoke or shared about myself, my own self, my experience. I came across all these problems through positivity and believe in myself or ourself. This was not only the problems. There were many and there are many. If you want me to say all those, it will take a day or two. Few months ago, even I was not positive. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have any idea what I have to do in my future. I was in a confused stage. So that time, I got a huge help from my mentor, Muhammad Yasir sir. There are people who doesn't expect anything in return but wants to help, especially helping mentally. I have never seen him before except from these virtual conversations. He really helped a lot. Now I am positive, not worried, stable, not confused, all because of him too. Not only him, the whole team, including Hina ma'am, helping people to be positive and saying them to stand straight and fight with their problems. Even additionally, I took multiple intelligence tests twice to improve myself. So don't worry, they will take care of you and give suggestions to solve all of your problems. I would like to finish my speech with this. What is life is all about? Is it about being happy? Or is it about making money? Is it about making a name for yourself? Or is it about what you leave behind when you die, once you die? Life can be many things. Life is a secret. Life is an adventure. It is there for you to figure it out. Every stone you find, touch it, turn it around. Every idea you have, contemplate it. You are the explorer on this earth, in this life. And it is for you to find what is life is all about. You are not the reader of the book, but you are the writer of the new chapter. So set sail and go forth on to create new dreams and new life and new stories. Don't get stuck in the past or thoughts. Go for it, create, take action, and that is your life. Be positive, sky is your limit. Thank you.
Oh. No words to say. Hats off you, Sultana. It's a wonderful speech. Definitely. Definitely. Thank you very much, Sultana. Now let me invite Mr. Muhammad Yasir. Muhammad Yasir is today, he is the CEO of Mind Smart Academy and Mind Metrics accredited chapter director of Kochi. Has 25 years of experience in sales and marketing and research design. After his stint in this field, he was finally able to achieve his mission, which is led him towards psychology and personality development and child education research. He has extensive teaching experience, training in wide range of students, educators, and school heads from preschool to graduate school levels, and has conducted successful result-oriented sessions. Now, let me take.
If you can allow me to make Sister Hina present, then it'll be great, because we have taken the topics in such a way that after Sister Hina presents, when I present, it will be of more useful to the viewers.
That's fine. So let me invite then Hina, the Managing Director of Life Institute. She's basically as a teacher, and let me take this opportunity to invite Madam Hina Sheikh.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak. I have a presentation through which I'll be taking you through multiple intelligence, becoming smart with MI. Yes. When we had people like Anam Hussain Saab and Paul Malekal sir here today, I believe the words that they have put forward, what they have said about multiple intelligence, and the way the knowing of multiple intelligence can help anybody, that's from where we have started understanding what exactly multiple intelligence is. Let me tell you, it was a visit of mine to Dubai, where I met Mr. Anam Hussain sir. And it was from then till now that he is guiding my curiosity towards understanding multiple intelligence, as well as in doing further research in this area. So me, under the mentorship of people like Hussain Saab, Paul Sir, Yasir Bhai, it's wonderful, alhamdulillah. I'm really very thankful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me an opportunity to be among these people so that I can understand how well I can do my duty of being a teacher. I'm really proud to be in the profession of being a teacher, where I'm able to connect my passion to the field of my work. That is what we intend to put forward through multiple intelligence. In today's webinar, what we are trying to put light over is that how can understanding yourself or understanding your intelligences help you connect well with your job that you do. Ultimately, if you're able to find out the connection between your passion and the job, that will lead you towards a life which is much more comfortable, happy, and end of the day, if you're happy, the people around you is happy, and if the people around you is happy, that makes the entire world happy. I believe you all can join with me in this view, inshallah. So when we talk about becoming smart with MI, I'll be quickly recapitulating from the words that Paul Sir and Hussain Sir said so far, and definitely it's just going to be a very short brief, because I want ultimately to highlight the point that how can you become smart using or understanding or benefiting from multiple intelligences. So when we move ahead, our today's discussion will be what is multiple intelligence and how many are they. This is going to be a very brief. Benefits of knowing your MI, that's multiple intelligences. How do you measure your smartness? Intelligence and smartness. We have already seen about this through the presentation of Paul Sir, and then we'll be going to certain tips to improve your overall intelligence to become smartest. Now, what is multiple intelligence? We have already heard from Paul Sir and Hussain Sir that it's Howard Gardner who came up with his theory, and today successfully many educators in different parts of the world are able to take the idea and utilize the same ideas in the classroom scenario as well as in various other settings, and they're benefiting from it, mashallah. One important thing that as a teacher I have felt is that in a classroom, when you enter a classroom, you have around minimum 25 to maximum 48 children in a classroom with different students allotted in the classroom. You see the front benches, you see the back benches, you have the complete class. Some do the work quickly, some take time, some of them are very attention seeking, some people they need time, they just want to relax in the classroom. So as Paul Sir said, some students will just scribble, some of them they just want to talk too much so that someone can look at them, the teacher can give that particular child a bit more attention. So we see this in a classroom scenario, been in teaching for many years, and I was one of the happiest teacher to see such kind of students, because this shows that the student is connected to your class. Otherwise they will just sleep, they will brood, or they will not give you much importance. But if your child is in some or the other way trying to connect to you on the topic and in the classroom, that means the things are actually going good. Being a teacher, our role is to make the student understand the concept. The flow will get completed only if the child, the other side, is able to comprehend it or take it, understand it. Otherwise, the purpose of a teacher being in a class is not fulfilled. So when we take the points of intelligences, multiple intelligences, as an educator, I have felt it has helped me a lot in making myself calm in the class as a teacher. I understood, okay, this child is behaving like this because this is a particular intelligence that the child holds. So we have to treat this child in this way so that the rest of the class or rest of the lecture can go smoothly. So as an educator, I have personally felt that understanding multiple intelligence or making use of the multiple intelligence reports, making use of the idea, the concept of multiple intelligence can make life easier for you as an individual yourself, as well as in whatever work you are involved in. So let's see how does this actually work. Now, when we talk about the different intelligences, 9 intelligences, already briefed, explained to you in detail, but I would like to take you through it very quickly. Like, for example, 9 intelligences are what we are talking about. So when we have body smart, bodily, kinesthetic, in a video, the first video which we had posted on Aspiring Youth webinar, I spoke about bodily kinesthetic person, seated, being made to work in a job which involves linguistic or a desk job. That person is going to be restless over there, not able to understand how to work. And instead of that, if that person is given a job where it involves a body movement, like an event manager moving around, greeting people, or you work as a forest ranger, or you are a physical therapist or an expert. So the passion gets connected to the job. The person will work the whole day. During the work hours, the person will feel happy. He will be involved in the work. When the person is involved in the work, the maximum potential will come out. The person will be happy end of the day. This is a complete circle. If you see, if the person is happy, if his work, his passion is being met through the work, the person will be happy, mentally satisfied and contented. This kind of person, when he goes back home, he will greet his family with a happiness. That same happiness will flow in that house for the few hours after that. The same happiness is seen by the other member of the family. For example, the children, wife, parents. The same positive vibe goes on to the children, to the other family members. The children learn it. The children also take it ahead. They see that, okay, my mother actually enjoys their job because it has a connection with them. So, when one person understands multiple intelligence, there is a lot of benefit coming on to you, to the people around you, to the community, society, people, country, in every way. So it's really very important for us to know each and every intelligence. So basically, when you talk about body smart, people are there who juggle. Like they know the best way to have the eye and hand coordination, eye, hand, and mind coordination. They enjoy playing dumb charades. Some of them we have seen since childhood in classrooms also. When we say dumb charades, there are few students who raise their hands the first. They show that they are bodily kinesthetic. We have we have our girls, mostly the girls that we have. They are very much interested in craft work. They like doing, like if we give them a couple of waste papers, some glues and a scissor, they will quickly start making something out of it. That shows they are body smart. We have calligraphers. We see that certain people are very good in repairing bikes, computers, like they want to get involved into something, all the time. So if you can stick to a place and enjoy, you can enjoy physically involved in activities, that means you are a body smart person. More wonderful explanation was given by Paul sir. I'm sorry if I'm taking it along. Let me go with the next, which is thinking smart, existential intelligence. As Paul sir said, if your child asks you questions related to what happens after death. I have kids. I have 3 kids, mashallah. My daughters, my kids, they ask me, what will happen after death? How will be called out? What will be the questions that will be asked in the grave? There are many kind of questions. If we go to Mars, how is it going to be like? Why is it that God created this? Why are we being tested? There are many questions that kids come up with, and we try to suppress them. We say, shut up, don't talk about it. This is extremely rude. This is really rude that we are not allowing them to speak. Because if we are not able to answer them, they will try to find out the answer from maybe somewhere else. And they might end up, because Google, a search engine, if you see, it's a combination, it's a bulk of all positive as well as the negative informations. So instead of stopping them from probing questions. We should be answering them in which or the other way, so that their curiosity of being a thinking smart personality gets satisfied. So it's really very important for us to address their questions. These people, thinking smart people, enjoy literature. They synthesize ideas based on their learning, the sense of belonging to a community. They express that feeling. They have strong connections with family and friends. They develop a strong identity with their neighborhood and people. And maybe if you think these are the traits that you have, then you exhibit a thinking smart personality. Let's moving ahead to the number smart. Logical intelligence. Numbers do not scare you, and you like doing math as a hobby. When we talk about math as a hobby, you having a logical intelligence, maybe. As I told you, when you're busy playing games, and you suggest that this game could have been made in another way. We have seen this students commenting on certain games. Whoever made this game, this is not how it has to be. It should have been this way. It would have been more interesting. This is something that has to be changed in this game. We can do this. There are such students who say this, who give these comments, and certain comments are really commentable the way they put it forward. So we need to know, identify what is our child involved in. Now, for example, if our child is playing something, we should not leave the child just like that, but we should get involved in the activity that the child is in for two purposes. One is to understand what the child is doing. Maybe you don't know, you learn from the child. And second thing is, if the child is into any games which is not good for the child mentally, you will be able to guide that child. So basically what I'm saying is, number smart is something in which the child ends up in a logical intelligence, exhibits logical intelligences. We have seen many a times we do the shopping in the malls, and when we come back, we see our children saying, why did you buy this? You should have got the other one. The same thing was available in a different price. That would have given you 2 pieces extra. So when that's wonderful. Sometimes when your child says this, you feel, oh, you know more better than me, It's not actually like that. The child has some intelligence. The child is able to calculate mentally the price of this with the price of the other, and understand that, okay, see, if we buy this, we are going to have 2 pieces extra over on the same price. So when your child is doing this, that shows that the child has number smart. The child is number smart. Let's move with the word smart. Linguistic intelligence. He uses words effectively, finding the right one to express him or herself, has highly developed auditory skills, and often think in words rather than impressions and concepts. I have seen a lot of children in my classroom. Being an English teacher, I saw many kids writing journals. If we ask them to do, they won't do. So some, even without saying, they do that. Even without saying, they maintain a diary where they write everything that they do in a day. That's one of the best skills in increasing your communication skills, as well as that shows your literary skills also. So, and also certain students are very good, certain children are very good in, they hold their opinion, they argue like lawyers. So we can say a word smart person can be also a good lawyer. Read about what interests you. They know particularly. Now, if we ask this particular child that, can you please, for a particular genre, for example, thriller, can you just give us a name of few books which are good in thrilling, like thrilling series of books of that genre? This child will be able to quickly jot down the names of the books with the author. That shows that the child has an linguistic intelligence. So there are many things for us to make out that, okay, this child has a linguistic intelligence. Moving forward to the self-smart, you understand yourself better than others. You have a journal where you write your ideas. Again, the same thing we can see here. Now, you motivate people around you with positive vibes. You don't blame others for your mistakes, but reflect and correct them. You work on settling your present than crying over the past or worrying about the future. If you are aware of yourself with clarity, you must be really a self-smart person. In this point of pandemic, It's really very important for us to highlight to our children to become self-smart. As Paul sir said, that he likes to be alone. He likes, because that's the time where he can prepare or he can think about different concepts. I can really understand being an intrapersonal person with this kind of personality. Now, when these kind of people, they motivate people, and the best example is what we have already seen. Paul sir has motivated us. He has given us a lot of ideas on, and he is we are happy to be in his guidance, in his mentorship. Now, when we move on to the nature smart, I have to talk about my daughter. She's mad about animals. She is so crazy about cats. And whenever we see a little cat on the road, she jumps and she wants to touch and feel. She's very crazy about when is the big moon, what is happening with the sun, what kind of eclipse, this, that, too many things. Plus, she wants to see what are the best way of having gardening done, like what seed, in which temperature will it grow, and many things like that. If you can see, you can work in a garden, or maybe get your own patch where you grow whatever you like. Go and enjoy visiting farmers. Certain kids are very curious in going to farms to see how does it actually happen. When you talk about Kurum National Park in Oman, that's a place where my kids really like to go, because there they are able to identify the different plants. We have different leaf there. You have love for fauna and flora of nature. So that the thing comes out in the nature smart. You get excited about nature museums, science fairs, exhibition in your city. If you passionately love nature, you're definitely a nature smart person. Moving to the picture smart, visual spatial intelligence. They think, love, imaging. For example, these kind of people are good in photography, architecture, because they are able to find, they are able to view the things in multi-dimension. For example, if we say Google Maps, if somebody will be very quick in guiding you, when you go this, when you go there, you take a right, after this you'll see a blue building, then go this side, that side. They quickly guide you, like more better than the Google Maps lady. So if that skill is there, that means the person is able to see from an helicopter view. The child is able to see in the top view. Or maybe architects will be able to understand what I'm saying when we talk about the top view. So this kind of skill is seen in a picture smart person. They love designing, drawing, doodling, animation kind of things. Now let's move to the next, which is people smart, interpersonal intelligence. You are a kind of person who is interested in other people, how people interact with each other. One who gets along with others, including friends, parents, classmates, make a lot of friends, use skills to resolve disputes and help others become better, organize and lead people. If people love spending time with you, you are a most wanted people smart personality, people smart person. So I think I should say about this, if I can give the best possible example that I have right in front of me, is Brother Shilin Poyara. The way he is now managing his circle, his friend circle, his team, the people around him, the way he interviews people and bring us different people who are there in the society. And through his program, Vyakti Parijayam, we are able to know about different people, how they are able to survive, how are they struggling, and how they have achieved various places and positions in life, the challenges and things like that. I really appreciate Brother Shilin Poyara for the way he helps us in the society. Thank you so much, Brother Shilin. Next, moving on to music smart. It's rhythmic, passion, intelligence. Now, show sensitivity to rhythm, sound, and timbre. Make patterns out of sounds, relate and appreciate the rhythm in nature. Sounds are natural. When you talk about thunder, when you talk about raining, now Brother Yasser told me that it's raining in Ernakulam. I can just imagine what kind of ambience he will be in there. That sound of raining, the croaking sound of the frogs, and all those things. So if you're able to enjoy the rhythm that's there, I have also heard once my father give me an example that a person, he was working in some factory, he was a generator operator. This person, once he got retired, he was not able to sleep for many, many days. And then he was like confused that how will he move ahead. Finally, he understood that he need to get a generator in his home so that he can listen to it and take a nap. Because he got used to that sound for many, many years working in that it became a habit for him. That particular thing got an habit in him. So when we talk about music, it's just not singing and just not playing instrument, but it is everything that has a rhythm around you. Let me highlight this point that even in the recitation of Quran, there is a rhythm. And the way the ayahs are being made and the way we are asked to actually recite it, if we do it in the same tempo, if we do it in the same pitch and with the same amplitude, it will have its effect. And that itself is if you're able to enjoy the recitation, that means you are actually a music smart personality. Let me move with the next, where we are done with all the 9 intelligences. So I don't know to what extent we have comprehended or we have understood what are the 9 intelligences, but it's really very important for us to know that how are we going to make use of understanding the MI. So what are the benefits of knowing your MI? This is the next point. Knowing about MI and identifying your primary intelligences, how will it help you? It will discover your full potential. It will help you know what you are and significantly improve your happiness. We work almost 9 to 10 hours in a day. Almost 6 to 7, 8 hours we sleep. Rest of the time we waste. Whatever it is, we get involved in something. If the maximum part apart from sleeping is at work, if you are in a kind of work, in a profession, which has nothing to do with your passion, actually, that life is going to be very difficult. You will still leave it. You will still live. You will still do your responsibilities to the fullest, but somewhere or the other, you're losing the happiness factor of your life. And I always feel very happy when I see someone who has taken profession of their own passion. For example, yes, I had gone through the way I came to know about Brother Shilin Poyara was through his Vyakti Pradijayam program, which he had with Mr. Shafi Terat. I'm sorry if I'm wrong with the name, Mr. Shafi. He's an artist in Oman. He's an artist. And when he was saying that, when during his interview, he happened to say that he is one of the luckiest person to have his passion as his job. That, alhamdulillah, that's earning him a livelihood. He's happy, his family is happy, and he is able to live a successful life. And he is able to bring color in many other people's imagination as well. So what I have to tell you is, you'll be one of the luckiest person like we are, alhamdulillah. We wanted to become teachers. We wanted to serve the community through the knowledge which has come to us in the right or the wrong way. It is our responsibility to pass on the knowledge that we have as teachers, and without trying to get anything in return, but just to see that the child has received what was supposed to reach. So I feel very happy that I'm in the profession of teaching. And also I'm very happy that my Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me an opportunity to have an institute where I'm able to facilitate people like me who are into teaching as a passion. So alhamdulillah, I'm one of the person to see that I'm lucky, alhamdulillah, all thanks to Almighty who has given me this opportunity. I'm really, really thankful to my Allah for giving me this opportunity to connect my passion with my profession. So I'm one of the luckiest person, alhamdulillah. So when we talk about this, it actually helps to discover your potential. Significantly, it improves your happiness. By being connected to the most effective path of your own realization, that's something that's really very important. You can better and more effectively focus on your attention. you have certain attention, you have something special in you. Everyone has something special in them. The only thing is, either you tend to be very busy in your life that you forget to identify what you are good at, or else at the right time somebody didn't inform you about it. You were not able to identify that, oh yes, I also possess this intelligence. I could have played that time on this, I would have reached somewhere else. So what through aspiring youth program, what we actually want to do is that the second point, that nobody actually made us understand that even the other intelligences are important in life. We want to come out from this. Like, nobody should be being educators or being a teaching in the profession of teaching. I feel that it's an obligation on us to enlighten our children that, see, there are many intelligences in you, and your dominant intelligences can actually change your life, your way of taking yourself ahead. So there should not be a question later, inshallah. So as an educator, as a teacher, being a part of an organization and being a part of this team with Paul sir, with Anam Hussain sir, with Yasir bhai, I take this opportunity and I wish that we try to take this topic or take this idea or concept to maximum people around the world so that it can benefit someone, inshallah. So the point that I'm saying here is that you can be better and more effective. You can focus on attention's energies. Now you can learn, you can grow, you can accomplish more overall. So what will happen finally? You can become a fulfilled individual. Yes, that is something we need to be, a fulfilled individual. Now let me take you that how do you measure your smartness? Smartness need not always be defined by the ability to know everything. I know I'm smart. This is not what is called smartness. If you give a small summary of multiple intelligence, is that each person of us is gifted in some way or the other. And it is up to us to make the most of that intelligence. Like how Paul sir was able to show us the multiple intelligence assessment report. In that we saw the colorful graph. We were able to see certain intelligences were high, certain were low. So we have some dominant intelligences in us. And a combination of these will make us smart. Now identifying that makes you actually smart. So let's see how. Intelligence and smartness. We need to understand a little bit of multi-quotients, which was something I spoke about in the second video that we posted on Aspiring Youth. This is also touched by Paul sir. Again, I need to say that besides IQ, the other Qs also matter. The combination of various intelligences make the quotients. For example, if you talk about IQ, at schools, mostly we try to capitalize or we try to highlight or we try to improve the IQs of the children. How good are you in memorizing things? How good can you solve your math? How well can you recall your subject matter? Okay, you learned something 2 days back. How are you able to recall it? Okay, your memory skills. So IQ is logical and linguistic intelligences. When you talk about EQ, emotional quotient, that is intrapersonal and interpersonal, all about how do you deal with people? How do you go well with anybody? How do you maintain peace? That's really very important. When we give importance to IQ, then as I told you in the video, it's really very important to even give importance to EQ, AQ, CQ, and SQ. When we talk about the remaining Qs, emotional quotient, that deals with how well can you maintain peace with the people. How good are you in maintaining your circle, your friends? How do you empathize with the people? How polite are you? How punctual are you as a self, your character? How well do you gel with the people? Are you able to understand what the other person is going through? Are you able to control your emotions? Are you able to balance everything that's there in you with your feelings and your expression of your feelings and things like that? all that holds on with your emotional quotient. When we come on to adversity quotient, it's bodily kinesthetic plus naturalistic intelligence. Again, bodily kinesthetic and naturalistic. When we talk about adversity quotient, there is a lot of things to talk about, which I would not like to highlight everything in detail, but I try to make things more simple, but lengthy, still simple. So what I need to say is when we talk about adversity quotient in this pandemic, I am also an entrepreneur apart from a teacher. I understood. I am still going through the word called adversity, something that it's the rough patch of your life, and still you're going through it. You don't know when it is going to end, or you don't find a way to come out of it. Still you're going with a positivity. And one day, inshallah, you'll come out from the situation. And at that time, even if you come out or don't come out, still you pass the phase and you come out with a stable mind. If you're able to do that, you have adversity quotient doing good in you. So when we talk about adversity quotient, it is the combination of bodily kinesthetic and naturalistic. You're able to deal with the part. Some people, they quit. They say, no, I'm not able to do it. It's the end of the life. Now we will not be able to deal with the challenges. Many students have done that. I was very sad to see in the news that just because they didn't have a smartphone, a TV, many students, they gave up life because they felt they will not be able to continue education, the basic necessity to our children, the only thing that we can give them. So what I have to say is, it's not about how well you live. It's about how well you live with all that things that's there in your life. That matters. And it has a lot to do with your adversity quotient. Even after being in the rough phase of your life, if you're able to move ahead and come out from it with a stable mind, that means your adversity quotient is at high. Let's move on to the CQ, creativity quotient. That is something which is there everywhere, which needs, and that is this quotient is seen in different levels. In fact, we have now even 6, 7, 8-year-old child creating videos on YouTube. They are working, they're editing videos, they're playing with music and things like that. Or this is one part, okay, online. Offline also we are able to see that. Many children have created their portfolios. They have their painting portfolios. They are playing with it. They are able to create portfolios. Now, it's really wonderful to see that the creativity quotient also plays a very important role. Then comes the spiritual quotient, existential quotient, talking about what is your belief system? How do you create? This has to do a lot with your character. Your character has a lot to do with your existential intelligence. Because when we talk about the emotional quotient, it has a connection of even existential intelligence. So it will be really an injustice for me to say that these quotients only have these combinations. But yes, these are the ones seen dominantly. But apart from that, if you see, now basically, let me summarize this. I need to tell you that unfortunately, we are giving only importance to IQ, high IQ. The high IQ people will know. You know what? A man can end up in a job with a higher IQ man. If suppose I'm high in IQ, I can end up having a job under a person who has high EQ and AQ and not higher IQ. It's possible because that person could do well in managing people. He was good in managing people. He was good in communication. He had good circle. He was logical enough. Plus, he had a little bit of IQ. Okay, he was logical enough to understand how to run a business and things like that. That's why he was able to create an organization and then hire a person who is high IQ. So what I want to tell you is, it's not that should not be giving more importance to IQ, but I'm saying, if you want to become a complete package, if you want to become a successful human being, you actually need to have the combinations of all these quotients in appropriate level, not something high, not something low. People say that my emotional quotient is very high. But yes. So what I have to say is, we need to have these quotients very well in you, programmed. When you talk about quotients, we can work on it. It's not that it is fixed, labeled. No, you can work on it. There are ways in which you can improve yourself. Your Almighty has created us in such a way that it's not that it's the end of the life. You still have opportunity to identify. That's the reason of this aspiring youth program, is identify yourself so that you know where you lack or where you are so good in, which you can utilize. So the whole concept of aspiring youth is that you must understand your intelligences. You must understand that due to the combinations of these intelligences, which quotient is good in you, how can you benefit yourself and the people around you and the society. So all these things is connected with youth. The other guys, the other people, they have already moved with their life ahead. But the youth that we are talking about, the current children, they have a long way to travel. We as educators, it's our responsibility to guide them. It's not instruct them, but guide them. They are well enough to understand. I have dealt with many students, 10, 11, 12. If I go and tell them you're wrong, they will never listen to me. Instead, if we plate it to them and tell them, think on it, then they will think, they will understand, and then they will work on it. If I'm not taking much time, let me move ahead. Next is benefits of being smarter. Enhanced, what are the benefits if you're smart? Your productivity is high. You'll have better emotional intelligence. You are good decision maker. You'll be able to make good decisions, and you will improve your creativity. So these are the benefits. If you understand your MI, you know the level of your quotients, then you can benefit yourself. You can be a smart person. Now, my last point for this talk will be related to certain points which can improve your overall intelligence to become smartest. And let me take you with the first point on how you can become smartest. We must exercise regularly. And when we talk about exercise, it's not only about the body, it's also about the brain. We need to physically stay fit and active, which is one of the best ways to improve your brain functioning. It also enhances the connection between your hippocampus and the other brain regions that regulate memory. So exercising is really very important if you want to become smart. You must do certain brain exercises also, like maybe solving a puzzle, a jigsaw, or doing some mathematical problems, or getting into some problem solving situations to understand. It is all brain exercise. So we can do body and brain exercises regularly to improve us to become smart. Second is to get enough sleep. When you sleep, your brain consolidates the memory you created throughout the day. It also enhances your brain's ability to learn. I have suggested my children, my school students, my students, that at the end of the day, when you're on bed, try to recapitulate. What all things did you do in that day? What good you did? What points did you learn from school or from your surrounding? Just think about it with your closed eyes. You'll be able to find out. Even you will be able to understand, okay, these are the mistakes I did today. I will forgive myself, and I will ask forgiveness to the other people as well, and to the Almighty. So all these things will come in your mind. We need to tell this to our children every night. So if we do this, it will help you. The brain will consolidate all that happened that day, and the brain will start working on it throughout the night. If you want to remember something, the best is to think about it, and then you sleep. In fact, we also dream about those things that we think and sleep at night. So we need to have enough sleep. This enhances your brain's ability to learn new information when you wake up. Next, third one is meditate. I will not take much time, just few more points. Meditate. Upon meditation, attention, regulation, ability, working memory increases. Your anxiety and the mood also improves. The researchers speculated that these cognitive effects were due to the emotional impacts of meditation. When we talk about meditation, the best form is to remember the creator. That's the first thing. You'll be benefited in two ways. Your soul will also get cleansed, plus you will be able to connect to the person who created you. And maybe that gives a lot of peace. Those who have done meditation, whether it be for yoga as well, for exercise and very, very calm postures, maintaining, just being at your place, silent, quiet, with closed eyes, thinking about why are you creator, or just listening to a bird chirping, long away from you, anything that gives you a kind of peace, it's meditation. And that's one of the beauty of life. If you meditate, alhamdulillah, being a Muslim, we are prescribed to have 5 times of prayers where we are able to connect with our Almighty. That gives us a lot of peace. When I need to say this, that when we see the azan 5 times a day, we are being called towards success. We are called towards peace. And that's where we feel that, alhamdulillah. So meditation plays a very important role for you to become smarter. That regulates your body. At all the anxieties that you have, it settles up. You come up, when you wake up from meditation, you have another set of energy in you, which drives you to the next round of your life. So meditation has a lot of effect on your body. Next is the 4th one, drink sufficient water. Yes, more water intake gets your body hydrated, and it gets enough energy for the energy transmitters to activate. When you talk about water, when you think about water, 70% of the body needs water, it has water. We should have, most of us, we complain that we are gaining weight, putting on weight. The major reason, including me, I also do the same complaints, is that we don't have sufficient water. If we have sufficient water, the body will understand there is no need of storing water, and hence that will help you reduce your weight. So you need to be hydrated so that your brain also gets some place to think. The transmitters get activated. So you need to have sufficient water if you want to be smarter. Next is drinking coffee. Thank you to whoever has come up with this research. Drinking coffee and having green tea is one of the good things, because in our body, the adenosine is a brain chemical that stops the release of stimulatory substances in your brain. However, the having caffeine, it blocks this, and it allows us to have our energy boosted, and then it could help promote learning and mental performance. Let me claim, let me give you this warning statement. Having excess coffee is not good for health. Okay, let me go on to the next topic. Eat nutrient-rich foods, particularly chew the food and eat. Including me, there are many people who don't chew. They're very quick. They just want to finish the meal and go, like me. But we should not be doing this. If you want to be smart, if you want to really get the nutrients from a food to boost your brain health, you must eat food with nutrition that support your brain function. And it's not just eat it, chew it. Chew it as much as possible so that the saliva get properly mixed. It is properly well made, and it goes inside your body. And your body conceives all the nutrients that it has and helps you to become smarter, to use your brain effectively. We have certain things which is good: omega fatty acids, flavonoids, vitamin K, and what all it is, it's furnished. Next, involve in hand-eye coordinated activities like playing chess, motor games, in fun activities, creative way to boost your intelligence, like auditory, physical coordination. Some people, they also do karate, they do table tennis, games like that. Playing something also helps you in improving yourself and in becoming smart. This challenges your sensory and cognitive abilities. Then we come on to reading. Reading stimulates every part of your brain along with the neural connections between them. That's because it requires multiple cognitive functions. When you read, you need to have, first of all, attention. If you can't put your focus on the book will go somewhere, you will go somewhere. If you are a good reader, you will be lost while reading. You will be in the world where the writer takes you to. Then that means you are a good reader. So reading is just not reading. That reading involves a lot of other activities like attention, predicting, working memory, long-term storage memory, abstract reasoning, you are actually thinking about something which is not there in front of you, but still you're able to connect. And comprehension, visual processing of letters and things like that. So reading is a very nice exercise, a very nice tip to improve your smartness. Then comes continue learning. We need to be a student throughout our life. And that's life, basically. If we ask a 70 or 80-year person, they will still say that I have learned and I'm still learning, their experience and all those things. We need to be a continuous learner throughout our life. And our life teaches, if we get into the depth, in the depth, we will be able to see every day we are learning something new. It's not academically that you need to take a university degree or something like that, but if you see actually every day in each and every situation, you are learning something new. You have to jot it down, you have to write it down somewhere, or fix it up in your brain. Or as I told you, at night before sleeping, you need to recapitulate. What did you learn for that day? And this really will make you smarter. You will not do the similar mistake, or you will be guiding others not to do, or you will be proud that you did something like that and you learned something from it. All this is only possible if you take yourself as a student and you take forward. This is also an intelligence. So this also says that you are smart. Last but not the least, you need to socialize. You need to know. Socialize is not that you're posting your selfies on YouTube, on Facebook or in Twitter, on a WhatsApp status. That is not called socializing. Socializing has a greater, larger meaning, which is now being, because all of them are at home and in pandemic, the concept of socialization has been, compromised somewhere. But still, it has taken a new look in recent 2 years, I should say. And this stimulates the mind and cognitive ability. So when you talk about socializing, it is that how well actually are you able to manage your friends? How well do you make a friend, first of all? Making a friend, keeping him or her as a friend for a longer time, being with them, not just for a namesake friend, like how we have on Facebooks, a friend which is there in need and indeed kind of friend. And then maintaining that relationship, occasional hi hellos at the time of good and bad and things like that. Everything together calls your socialize. So you need to have this also in you to make you more smarter. So I believe I have summed up all the 10 points, which are the tips from my side to say that, okay, this will increase your overall intelligence to become smart, to become smartest. And I think, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, if I have taken more than given time, and I apologize, but I was really very happy and involved in the topic given to me. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I'm thankful to each and every person who gave their ears to listen to me. And I believe my words might have helped someone to connect. And I wish that someone will take it ahead. Whatever I said, if there was any one single point which you felt was useful or beneficial, please take it and pass it to somebody else. This is what we are supposed to do as human beings. If you have got some good point with you, quickly try to find a person and give it away to someone so that you are not called as an responsibility that why you came to know and you didn't pass it on to others. I believe I am right, Shilin bhai?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, yes, Hina. I'm very much impressed. Definitely, it was a wonderful speech, and I was just listening as patients. So it's like a classroom. As you said, it's absolutely right. Not only for the students, even myself, I was enjoying the lecture.
Thank you so much. And as I told you, I took your name in between, and I was trying to highlight the way you connect people, like you connected me also, my organization also, with different people. And you are able to connect many people to the entire world. Their efforts are being mentioned and they are being recognized. It's a great job that, brother, you're doing. May Almighty bless you for that. May you be rewarded for the good work that you do, you and your family. And when we talk about multiple intelligence, I request all the viewers, all the participants to take this as a very important point to note that we must never discourage our children. We must try to find out what is there in them, guide them on the right time, help them in identifying themselves in whichever way it is. Because we as parents or we as educators That is the purpose of our life. If we are failed in our life to identify what is the purpose, then we are just like animals. We are like any cat or dog or somebody. Even they have a role to play, but still, we being a social human, or the human social animals, right? Yeah. Yes. So we being that, if we are not able to identify why did our Almighty send us to the world, just to sleep, eat, and give birth to children? So no, that's not the actual point. So let us, through Aspiring Youth and the coming events of Aspiring Youth, through Life Institute, also through MindSmart Academy, try to find out the purpose and then fulfill it. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hats off you, Hina. It was a wonderful speech, and it was very informative. And as I said earlier, I was as a just listener to attend a classroom and going through that actually. So yes, wonderful speech. I really appreciate your effort. Now, without spending more time, actually, let me go to Muhammad Yasser. Yes, is up. Yasser bhai.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I think, now I am put into a lot of pressure because, we started with Husainika explaining about the career and all that. Then after that, we had Paul sir explaining about the multiple intelligence and its performances. Then we had Sheena's, and now Sister Hina. She has briefed everything about multiple intelligence. Now I don't have a place to occupy. So I was just wondering, how will I go? So anyhow, thanks a lot. I will take a quick 15 minutes what I wanted to. So I will have my screen shared. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to talk about, my topic today is, how can you have how can you bring yourself towards your limitless horizons by mastering the split multiple intelligence? Actually, we have been informed about the quotients, the multi-quotients that is related to the multiple intelligences. Right now, we really need to understand how this split multiple intelligences can give us a lot of encouragement, give us a lot of hope, so that we can become a smartest super genius. When I talk about smartest super genius, see, like during this pandemic situation, we are really going through a lot of difficult overall. Everywhere we talk about pandemic, corona, COVID, and all that. Now we really have to move forward, overcoming all the challenges. So I wanted to talk about the smartest super genius. Who can be a smartest super genius? A person who can be smarting in all the intelligences. The person who can be creating his own benchmark standards, his own parameters of benchmark standards of the multi-quotients. We talked about intelligent quotient, IQ, AQ, adversity quotient. We talked about creativity quotient. We talked about emotional quotient. We talked about spiritual quotient. Here, we are talking about how we can become the smartest super genius. We can become the smartest super genius by getting into our core areas, dominant areas, to the best, as well as to our other non-dominant areas to reach a standard, our own parameters of standards. So I really wanted to get into deep in my first 10 minutes. Then after that, I will go with 2 case studies where how we can excel with real examples. So we talked about intelligent quotient. As you know very well, that intelligent quotient is about our logical smartness as well as our language smartness. When we talk about the logical smartness, how can we excel in logical? Without logical, we cannot survive. That may be your dominance. That might not be your dominant intelligence. If it is your dominant intelligence, you have to master further. If it is not your dominant intelligence, you still need to master it. In this logical smartness, we talk about problem solving. Are we a good problem solver? If you are a good problem solver, definitely that will improve your logical smartness. If you are a good abstract thinking personality, if you are a good person with the numerical skills, sometimes we might be a problem solver, but we may not have the interest to learn maths. So here we are putting ourselves into trouble. So we have to have the combination of both problem solving as well as numerical skills that creates our abstract thinking to be developed that can make us a logical smart personality. So getting on to the next one is once we have this problem solving as well as the numerical skills gets developed, definitely that will bring us to much better pathway for becoming a complex visual spatial problem solver. So that is the highest level which I am talking about. So next, we have the next intelligence is word smart, linguistic intelligence. A person with a linguistic intelligence might not be good in non-verbal communication. Say for example, I might be good in verbal communication. I might be good in talking continuously for 5 hours or 6 hours. If my verbal communication doesn't match with my non-verbal communication, then I am failed. So we really need to master our non-verbal communication with our verbal memory. With our verbal memory, we also need to improve our language vocabulary. With that language vocabulary, that will help us to bring us our visual aspects of writing. Say for example, if you want to write something, you bring all that onto your mind, how you are going to write, how you are going to face it, how you are going to phrase it, how you are going to have that output. Definitely that can make you a word smart personality, not in one language, but in multilingual. Right now, we are heading into a very competitive, competent world. So we really need to outsmart ourselves to the best so that we can be the best. We can be the smartest super genius. I just wanted to get into the emotional quotient. When we talk about emotional quotient, we talk about self-smart, our interpersonal intelligence. Now, I really don't want to go further into all this intelligence because it has been very well explained by N.M. Hussain sir, Paul sir, as well as Sister Hina. So I just wanted to focus only onto the split multiple intelligence. If you want to become self-smart, you need to have your own initiative. You need to have your own planning. You need to have your own judgment. And you must have your own reasoning. It's not enough. We also need to have the self-motivation, the self-incentive that will drive you and that will make you, your emotions controlled, regulated, so that your emotional behavior becomes streamlined. Sometimes we might be highly motivated, but we won't take an initiative to do the planning, judgment, and reasoning. So we really need to go with two together. We need to master both together. Then that can really give us a better preparation for our future. So next, about the emotional quotient, the next part is people smartness. It is about interpersonal intelligence. How can we excel? How can we communicate with others? How can we excel in conveying our ideas? We need to understand the social behavior and language comprehension. We need to have the clarity. We need to have the principles betterment. Why I say the principles betterment is, if you feel that I am confident with my principles, I am confident with the way I express my principles, then you are the winner. That will give you a confident outlook to make yourself as the best social behavior through our language comprehension. Because if you want to interact with people, if you don't have the language comprehension, then you become a failure. So we really need to have a big pool of words that gives us the confidence to play with. Then comes our memory formation. See, whenever we interact with people, we need to have the best prejudgment. We need to assume the best about others. That enhances our memory formation to the best. With that, we will also have our self-motivation and towards controlling our emotions. With that, definitely, we can outsmart anybody for that matter. You have to consider yourself as the competition. You have to consider yourself to be in the competition. The next quotient which I am going to talk about is adversity quotient. That has been already explained, but still, we really need to be body smart. If you are not highly body smart personality, that is not going to help you with any of your challenges for your future. So to improve and to develop our body smartness, we really need to improve our fine motor movements, gross motor movements, all our movements, physical movements, all that has to be improved, kept to the highest level of flexibility. So from there, the next one is about our spatial orientation. We must be positioning ourselves to get ourselves able to move anywhere, everywhere, without any delay. You might have seen for a cricket match, there will be specialized slip fielders. They will have the ability from the second the ball goes out of the bat, they will be ready to catch. There might have been a few seconds of a gap, but they are ready to catch that ball. So we really need to make ourselves flexible in improving our fine motor movements, our gross motor movements, our spatial orientation. Definitely that will help us better. Finally, we have 5 senses. We call it as visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, gustatory, seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, and tasting. All those are the blessings of the Almighty. Definitely, we wanted all the 5 senses to be in the path of integration. We wanted the sensory integration to happen so that we won't have any repulsion in our actions. We will always have the support, the energy, the cooperation, the affection with all the 5 senses that creates our sensory integration with fine motor movements, with the spatial orientation to develop ourselves as the best body smart personality. Then comes our nature smartness or our naturalistic intelligence. We know we are really worried about our nature, but the nature has to be nurtured in the best way so that we will be successful. Unfortunately, we are not doing it. We talk about nature, but we don't care for our nature. We talk about animals, we talk about plants, we talk about all the resources of nature, but we never find time to care for our nature. We care for our animals. if you can dominate in this area, definitely the nature will be blessed. That we will be blessed by the nature for our nurturing. That will enhance us, our creativity, enhances our imagination, enhances our ideas. Finally, we have our creativity quotient. We talk about creativity, yes. If you want to improve your creativity, you really need to be picture smart or visual spatial intelligence. But unfortunately, we may not have that. We might be good in 3D space processing. We might be good in visual processing and spatial relations. But sometimes we might not be good in logical. We may not have the base for the visual spatial to picturize. If you want to picturize something, you really need to have a skeleton. If you don't have a skeleton, even the picturizing goes vague. We really don't want our picturizing ability, which is the smartest ability to have, to go vague. That is why my request, please master the logical smartness of problem solving, abstract thinking, as well as numerical skills, and that will rise you to the complex visual spatial problems personality. So now, with the picture smartness, visual spatial intelligence, we also need to have the passion, the real interest. Don't, as Mr. Paul Malekal said, don't go for a job. Go for the passionate job. Don't go for just for the sake of money. Go for the passionate job that gives you a lot of satisfaction. Whatever you do, whatever you feel, whatever you smell and taste and do it with passion. Do it with a lot of energy. People talk about passion or musical intelligence. We have the key split multiple intelligence, that is vocal, tonal, and pitch modulation. We are not aware of how a vocal, tonal, and pitch modulation gets functioned. We must be practicing the vocal, the tonal, and the pitch modulation so that you can monitor, you can master the abilities to develop that. With that passion, smartness, that is another process happens is this vocal, tonal, and pitch modulation. That is a process that happens in parallel. That is recognition and perception of auditory stimuli. You must understand, for any person to have an interaction, he needs to have the sound. If that sound is not audible, if the sound is not with clarity, whatever knowledge you have, it will be a loss of, it will be a waste of energy. So that is the process going on associated with your auditory stimuli. For that process, you need to recognize your senses. You need to have the highest perception of your auditory stimuli. Definitely, that will make you better in the creativity. Finally, I have spiritual quotient. Yes, it has been well explained by my colleagues. It is about thinking smartness. We can't think continuously for hours. We need to have some kind of a regulation. We need to have some kind of a flow. We need to have some kind of a knowledge update. When we talk about self-reflection, we think a lot. But when it comes into a response. When we hear something, we respond without thinking, even though we are with high self-reflection. So what is required with self-reflection is we to have the belief system, our self-belief system. That self-belief system gives us the knowledge, make us certain, gives us the compassion, makes us to be truthful. And with all that, our belief system becomes so strong and powerful so that thinking becomes a passion. If you can start all the 9 intelligences with passion, with interest, with love, with affection, definitely, whatever your dominant intelligences, the other non-dominant intelligences also need to be mastered so that you can become the smartest super genius. If you can become the smartest super genius, then nobody can set you any limits. Definitely, you will be setting your own limits. You will be setting your own limits for that limitless horizons. We will be knowing about sky. Sky is going to be your limit. That is ultimately your desired destination. I really wanted to bring you into 2 case scenarios. I've taken a case study 1. It's a current, this person he's doing her MA English literature. But the problem is, during her 12th, she had passion for becoming an MBBS, doing a doctor, becoming a doctor. Unfortunately, the parents didn't agree. So now she is doing her second year, final year MA English literature. And she wants to become a language teacher. And I have analyzed, even I have taken opinion of Husainika. And what was told is she can become an excellent research scientist in biology because she has an excellent language proficiency. With that, her main focus is on biology. I will show you. This is her MI distribution. Here you can find her naturalistic is at the peak, 68%, followed by existential thinking smartness with linguistic language smartness, with passion, musical smartness, with intrapersonal self smartness, and even with interpersonal. She had a good visual spatial too, but the problem is she had a logical which is beyond 40% and bodily kinesthetic. So I will go through her informations. The career selection, as well as the activities. You can find here the aerobics, art and craft, more than that, astronomy, bird watching, and you can see creative writing, extempo, foreign languages are all on the rise. Then you can see science and nature, that is at the peak, 70%, with music, passion, with foreign languages and extempo. This is our activities. And let us assume, analyze her career. You can find her agriculture, interest towards agriculture, her interest towards environmental science, her interest towards health and nutrition, her interest towards medical. Yes, she had the passion to become a doctor, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And Finally, she has to go for English literature. You can find the English literature, language and literature is into the next level, but still she is perceiving that. So this is what, if you are able to understand what are your limits, what are the possibilities, what are the combinations, you can set your own path of limitless horizons. I would like to go into her learning style versus department selection. I don't want to because it is getting late. It's about her visual capability. She has a passion towards seeing and learning, hearing and learning, as well as less passion about doing and learning. And her department selection, her interest is towards, more interest is towards research, marketing, HR, advertising, and administration. From the overall analysis, we felt that she can excel in research. So now I would just want to go with the real information about the quotient strength versus multiple intelligence. So here you can find the person with SQ, spiritual quotient at the high, her split intelligences. She had a good numerical skills. She had a problem solving and abstract thinking that is little bit lower. And we are talking about, I'm talking about IQ, intelligent quotient, versus logical and linguistic intelligence. So the logical, it is have the split multiple intelligences. You can find that as 50%, the numerical skills. The problem solving is also 40%. Her language intelligence, she had a non-verbal communication passion, but her verbal memory and language comprehension is not there. So I advise her to read a lot so that she can improve that area. Next, I wanted to get into emotional quotient versus intrapersonal and interpersonal. Her emotional quotient is very good, but you can find her intrapersonal, initiative planning, judgment and reasoning, and motivation and emotional behavior is at the high level. You can also see her social behavior and language comprehension, as well as memory formation, motivation, and emotions are also into that. So there is no problem about that area. The problem is about her adversity quotient. Adversity quotient, her bodily and naturalistic intelligence. Here you can find her fine motor movements as well as her spatial orientation, and her sensory integration is really low. That is the main reason for her not to be able to perform the language. See, her naturalistic intelligence, care for nature and care for animal is at the rise, at the high side. I also wanted to get into the creativity quotient. Her musical, the rhythmic is at the high. Vocal, tonal, and pitch modulation is at the rise. But unfortunately, her auditory stimuli, process recognition and perception of auditory stimuli, her acceptance towards her auditory is at the low side. Now see her visual spatial. As her logic is less, her visual spatial is not to that high level. The 3D space processing as well as the visual processing and spatial relations is at the 50% level. Finally, the spiritual quotient. Yes, here is the main area she had the problem. She had a problem about her belief system. She was not confident. She thinks that what she was trying to explain may be taken wrong. That is her problem area. So I explained to her in detail how she must overcome, and she has agreed that she will do her best. This is about one case study. Here we are also having our information about emotional intelligence. about self-awareness, social skills, self-regulation, motivation, and empathy. And her grade 10th and 12th, I think Paul sir already defined about this, but still I will explain. Here, she had her 10th, her English and the Hindi language, her status was good and she agreed that it was good. Her maths was average. Science was good. Social science was very good. When she get into biomaths in 12th, her English and Hindi was good. Biology was very good. Unfortunately, she went into language. So this is about case 1. If you allow me, I will present the second case. Otherwise, I will have my session wind up here.
I think you can go over.
Okay.
You can go ahead with the second case. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is the second case which I took. She is a BDS doctor. She has completed her BDS. She had a passion for doing MBBS in her 12th, but unfortunately she didn't get a chance to become a doctor, and she become a dentist now. As per MIR, Multiple Intelligence Assessment Report, I told her she had a good potential to become an excellent personality in her dental stream with a lot of research. Why I said that is her MI distribution. She had a very good language skills. She had a very good interpersonal people smartness, then with naturalistic, then with visual spatial, with existential, with musical passion, with logical. Only 2 parts she has a problem is her intrapersonal self-smartness with bodily kinesthetic. So I suggested her this is her career choice. She had an option of going to agriculture, environment science, health and nutrition, medical. Such a wonderful girl. She had everything under her belt, even medical. Even the next level, she had all the pillars are facing up. You can see her language and literature. She had a lot of passion. She had, all this really getting into sky high. Even if she is capable of getting into becoming a teacher, education levels, her healthcare and management, language and literature. So I don't want to get into that one. I wanted to complete this. See here, her learning styles. Her visual capability is 50%. Her auditory capability is 58%. Her kinesthetic capability is 32%. So she has the ability to see and learn, hear and learn, as well as if needed, she can also practice the kinesthetic, bodily kinesthetic, the physical form of learning. But she also has the department, administration, advertising, HR, marketing, as well as research. She also has the research capability because her language is excellent. So right now I wanted to get into her split intelligences. Her intelligent quotient, where you can find logical and linguistic. Logical, she had numerical skills at the high, but unfortunately, the problem solving is a bit lower. That is the reason she was not able to perform well in her logic. Her language, she had non-verbal communication, but she doesn't have the habit of reading. That is a bit poor. So finally, you can see her emotional quotient. There you can find an intra is at the high. Initiative, planning, judgment, and reasoning. Her motivation and emotional behavior is at the high. She is an excellent intrapersonal personality, as well as her interpersonal. Her social behavior and language comprehension, even though it is a bit down, but I'm sure she can develop that better. And towards the adversity quotient, she had a problem with the fine motor movements, spatial orientation, as well as with the sensory integration. That is the problem area which she had. So I told her what she needs to do. So that if that is being improved, definitely she can become excellent. Finally, on to the creativity quotient. The musical intelligence, her vocal, tonal, and pitch modulation at the high. Her process regulation and perception of auditory stimuli, something related to her auditory perception, is low. But her visual spatial intelligence is to the 50%, and that can be improved. Finally, onto the existential. Her self-reflection is very high, as well as her interest towards religion, the belief system is a bit low. I explained to her how she can improve. This is about her emotional intelligence. Self-awareness, social skills, self-regulation, and motivation, all above 60. But empathy is at around 60 to 65. So she needs to really improve that. Her exam results for 10th and 12th. English, very good. Hindi, mathematics, science, social science, computer science, art education, everything very good. Her 12th, all the streams, she had a very good. She agreed, yes, I had all A+. So finally, this is what I have for you. Now you tell me, if you know about your future, if you know about your acquired intelligences, acquired skills and talents, why not? You excel. Why not? You improve. Why not? You can be the right choice to reach the limitless horizons. Only one thing is that you understand your dominant areas. Go with the dominant areas. Be passionate with your dominant areas and strengthen your non-dominant areas and improve that too. Definitely, sky is your limit. This is what I have to say in front of you. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. And I again, it is really a wonderful time to be there with Paul Sir, Husenika, as well as Shilin Poyara and Hina sister for this wonderful event. And I really thank the opportunity. And with that, I end. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, it was a wonderful evening, and we are just enjoying. That's only the reason I just ask you to continue second case study even yesterday. So it was a wonderful speech by you. Really appreciate. Hats off to you. So I think we will go for some question and answer session now. So anyone having any questions, let's have our panel people will give the answer. Hina, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's move to some question answer. I think some of the questions, I think they have the panels, they have received some of the questions and all. So if it is there, so we'll go ahead. Or anyone would like to ask some sort of questions about the speeches today, which was very useful and was very much impressed. Today's session, like a kind of webinar.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, ma'am.
I am Ashwati Sabu from Kerala.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I am very interested to this because recently I know about DMIT course, DMIT test. Then first I took my DMIT, it analyzed me, and then I took my DMIT test. And after that, I found my ability to, sorry to say, I'm not fluent in English. That's why.
Speak in Malayalam. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാലും
എല്ലാവരും മലയാളികളാണോ?
അതെ അതെ പറയാം പ്ലീസ്.
ഞാൻ ഈ അടുത്താണ് ഞാൻ ഈ DMIT ടെസ്റ്റ് എടുത്തത്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ എബിലിറ്റി എവിടെയൊക്കെയാണ് കിടക്കുന്നതെന്ന് ശരിക്കും പൂർണ്ണമായിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത്. ചെറുപ്പത്തിൽ ഞാൻ കോളേജിൽ പഠിച്ചിരുന്ന സമയത്തൊക്കെ ഞാൻ പറയുമായിരുന്നു എനിക്ക് സൈക്കോളജിയാണ് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട സബ്ജക്റ്റ് എന്ന്. പക്ഷെ അന്ന് അതൊന്നും കൃത്യമായിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു തരാനോ അതിനകത്തോട്ട് വരാനുള്ള വഴികളോ ഒന്നും നമുക്കറിയില്ല. അന്ന് എൻ്റെ ബ്രദർ സൈക്കോളജി ആയിരുന്നു, BA സൈക്കോളജി ആയിരുന്നു എങ്കിലും ഞാൻ അതിനകത്തോട്ട് പോയില്ലായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ കല്യാണം കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഇപ്പൊ 2 കുട്ടികളും പഠനം, ഇപ്പൊ മോൻ ഡിഗ്രി കഴിഞ്ഞു, മോള് മെഡിസിന് പഠിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഈ സമയത്താണ് ഞാൻ മോള് പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോ ഫ്രീ ആയി. അപ്പൊ ആ ടൈമിൽ ഞാൻ ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ച് അറിഞ്ഞു. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ട്രാൻസാക്ഷണൽ കോഴ്സ് ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ അനാലിസിസ് ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങിയിരുന്നു, സൈക്കോളജിയുടെ ഒരു പാർട്ട് തന്നെ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞാണ് ഈ ടെസ്റ്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് അറിയുന്നതും. ഇത് എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഒരു എക്സൈറ്റഡ് ആയി. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പോഴാണല്ലോ എനിക്ക് ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ച് അറിയാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞത്. നേരത്തെ വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുൻപേ അറിഞ്ഞിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ എന്റെ ഭാവി എന്താകുമായിരുന്നു, മാറ്റിമറിച്ചാനായിരുന്നെന്ന് എനിക്കിപ്പോ തോന്നണേണ്. എന്റെ ഇന്ററൊക്കെ ആയിരുന്നു ഏറ്റവും ടോപ്പ് ലെവലിൽ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അതേസമയം ഞാനൊരു വിസിൽ സിംഗർ കൂടിയാണ്. പക്ഷെ അത് എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് സംഗീതം എനിക്ക് പാരമ്പര്യമായിട്ടുമില്ല, സംഗീതത്തെ കുറിച്ച് എനിക്കൊന്നും അറിയാനും പാടില്ല എങ്കിൽ പോലും ഞാൻ അതിനകത്ത് ചെയ്തെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന്റെ ഒരു എഫർട്ട് എടുക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു എബിലിറ്റിയും കൂടി ഞാൻ ഇതിനകത്ത് കണ്ടെത്തി എൻ്റെ ഈ DMIT ടെസ്റ്റ് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ. അപ്പൊ ഏത് കാര്യം ചെയ്യാനായിട്ടും നമ്മൾ ഡബിളും ത്രിബിളും ഒക്കെ എഫർട്ട് എടുക്കും എന്ന് പറയും. അതായത് നമുക്ക് താല്പര്യം ഉണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, എഫർട്ട് എടുക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു കഴിവുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഏത് മേഖലയിലും ഉയർന്നു വരാൻ പറ്റും എന്നുള്ളത്. അതും തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് എൻ്റെ ഈ പഠനം എങ്ങനെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഈ ടെസ്റ്റ് പാസ്സായി. കഴിഞ്ഞ 15-ാം തീയതിയാണ് ഞാൻ ഈ DMIT ടെസ്റ്റ് കോഴ്സ് ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ ചെയ്തു. അപ്പൊ എൻ്റെ ഒരു ലക്ഷ്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇനി അടുത്ത തലമുറയെങ്കിലും നല്ല രീതിയിൽ വാർത്തെടുക്കണം എന്നാണ്. അതായത് കുട്ടികളായിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ഒരു 3 വയസ്സ് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ തുടങ്ങി ടെസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കാന്ന് പറയുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ആ ഒരു രീതിയിലോട്ട് ഇനി അടുത്ത തലമുറയെങ്കിലും, നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും കതിരിൽ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന വളം വെക്കാറ്, എല്ലാവരും അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യണത്. ചെറുപ്പത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടേണ്ട ആ കഴിവുകളെ പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കാനായിട്ട് ആരും തയ്യാറാവില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും പുസ്തകത്താളുകളിൽ ആളുകൾ പഠിച്ച് അതിന്റെ ഒരു എക്സാം എഴുതി അതിനകത്ത് ടോപ്പ് ലെവലിൽ നിൽക്കുന്ന ആളുകളാണ് അധ്യാപകരുടെയും മാതാപിതാക്കളുടെയും മുമ്പിൽ ടോപ്പ് ലെവലായിട്ടുള്ള ആളുകൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞത്. അതിന്റെ അപ്പുറത്തോട്ട് കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ഓരോ ലെവലിലും കഴിവുകൾ ഉണ്ടെന്നും അത് തിരിച്ചറിയപ്പെടാനുമുള്ള ഒരു അവസരങ്ങൾ ഇതിലൂടെ ഒരുക്കാനായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് സാധിക്കും. അങ്ങനെ നമ്മുടെ ഭാവി തലമുറയെ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ, അതായത് ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട മേഖലകളിൽ ശോഭിക്കാനായിട്ട് ഈ ടെസ്റ്റിലൂടെ കഴിയുമെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു വിശ്വാസം. അത് എന്താ പറയുക, ഗവൺമെന്റ് തലത്തിലും ഒക്കെ അംഗീകരിക്കപ്പെടേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യമാണ് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ. ആ ഒരു രീതിയിലോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരണം. ഞാൻ ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞ ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഒരു വീഡിയോ തയ്യാറാക്കാനുള്ള എഴുത്തുകൾ നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആക്ച്വലി ഈ സമയം എനിക്ക് അറിയില്ലായിരുന്നു. ഈ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ഞാൻ ഉള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പൊ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി അങ്ങോട്ട് കയറിപ്പോയി ഞാൻ വന്നിരുന്നതാണ്. സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതാണ് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് എന്നോ ഒന്നും അറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് വന്ന് കയറിയിരുന്നതല്ല ഈ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ. പക്ഷെ ഇത് കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് ഞാൻ DMITയെ കുറിച്ച് ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ കേട്ടിട്ടില്ലാത്തൊരു സംഭവം അറിയാൻ തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോ എവിടെ ചെന്നാലും ഇപ്പൊ ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ച് തന്നെയാണല്ലോ സംസാരിക്കണേന്ന്. അതാണ് ഞാൻ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഇവിടെ തന്നെ ഇരുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ എന്തായാലും നല്ലൊരു സംഭവമാണ് ഇത് എല്ലാവരിലോട്ട് എത്തിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മൾ എല്ലാവരും ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. എത്ര പേരിലൂടെ നമുക്കിത് ഈ അടുത്ത തലമുറയിലോട്ട് എത്തിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ അത്രയും നല്ലതെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു അഭിപ്രായം.
Thank you so much, Ashwati ma'am.
റെഡ് കാർപ്പറ്റിൽ അശ്വതി.
അതെ റെഡ് കാർപ്പറ്റിൽ വന്നിരുന്നു.
ഞാൻ കണ്ടിരുന്നു. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു അതിന്റെ ലിങ്ക് എനിക്ക് അശ്വതി അയച്ചു തന്നിരുന്നു.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും.
മ്യൂസിക് അതെ, വളരെ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് വെരി വണ്ടർഫുൾ. വളരെ നന്നായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ. അപ്പൊ അതും അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള എല്ലാം മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകണം. കാരണം ലൈറ്റ് തന്നെ ഓർത്താണ് പറയാ. അപ്പൊ എല്ലാത്തിനും സമയം വൈകി എന്നുള്ള ധാരണയൊന്നും വേണ്ട.
ഇല്ല, സമയം വൈകി അല്ല. ഞാൻ പറയണത് എന്റെ സമയം വൈകി അറിഞ്ഞത് ഇനി നമ്മൾ അടുത്ത തലമുറയിലെ കുട്ടികളെ സമയം വൈകാതെ ഇരിക്കണം. അതാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു ആഗ്രഹം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ. അത് കൊച്ചു കുട്ടികളിൽ എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എത്ര എത്ര ബ്രൈഡ് എത്ര എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ ഓരോ മേഖല ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മളിപ്പോ എല്ലാവരും എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്ട്രെയിൻ ആണ്. ഓരോ ജോലി ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ സ്ട്രെസ്സാണ് ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും. ഇന്ന ജോലികൾ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അവർക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടാത്ത ജോലികളാണ് അവർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ എങ്ങനെ സ്ട്രെസ് ഇല്ലാണ്ടിരിക്കും? പക്ഷെ അതേസമയം നമ്മൾ ഇപ്പൊ എന്നോട് തന്നെ എല്ലാവരും ചോദിക്കാറുണ്ട്, വിസിൽ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ കവിള് വേദന അടിക്കൂല്ലേ, എങ്ങനെ ഇത് പഠിക്കണം, ഇത്രയും ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടല്ലേ ഇത് ചെയ്യാൻ. പക്ഷെ നമ്മളത് എൻജോയ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് അതിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് നമുക്ക് യാതൊരു ടെൻഷനും കാര്യങ്ങളും ഒന്നുമില്ല. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട മേഖലകളിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ജോലി ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമുക്ക് ആ മേഖല നമ്മൾ എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യുവാണല്ലോ ചെയ്യണത്, അല്ലാണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ഇഷ്ടക്കേട് കൊണ്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതല്ലല്ലോ. അപ്പൊ ഓരോ കുട്ടികളും എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഇതിപ്പോ വിവാഹം വരെ ഈ ഒരു DMIT ടെസ്റ്റ് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഓരോരുത്തരുടെ ടേസ്റ്റുകൾ എവിടെയാണോ കിടക്കുന്നത് ആ ടേസ്റ്റിലുള്ള പങ്കാളിയെ കണ്ടെത്താനും കൂടി ഇത് ഉപകരിക്കും എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും. Hina would like to say something about this.
No, Ashwati ma'am, thank you so much. നിങ്ങളുടെ സമയം തന്നതുകൊണ്ടും എന്റെ അത്ര മലയാളം നല്ലതല്ല എന്നാലും അൽഹംദുലില്ലാ നിങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞതെല്ലാം ശരിയാണ്. അതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ആക്ച്വൽ പർപ്പസ്. ഞങ്ങൾ അതാണ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. അതിൽ നിങ്ങളും കൂടെ നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ നിന്നാൽ എത്രയും കൂടുതൽ ആൾക്കാർ നമ്മളുടെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റിലൂടെ അടുക്കുന്നോ അത്രയും ഈ ഒരു കാര്യം മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് പോകും. അത്രയും ആൾക്കാർക്ക് അറിയാൻ പറ്റും. അതെ, അപ്പൊ അതായിരിക്കണം നമ്മളുടെ മക്സദ്, നമ്മളുടെ പർപ്പസ്. അങ്ങനെ ആയിരിക്കണം ഇൻഷാ അല്ലാഹ് നമ്മൾ പോണ്ടത്. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്. ഇനിയും ഫ്യൂച്ചറിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഇന്റലിജൻസും കുട്ടികളുടെ കൗൺസിലിങ്ങും എല്ലാം കൂടിയിട്ട് ആലോചിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിലെല്ലാം നിങ്ങളും കൂടി നമ്മളുടെ കൂടെ ഉണ്ടാവണം ഇൻഷാ അല്ലാഹ്.
ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോ ഫാമിലി കൗൺസിലിംഗ് പഠിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ റീസെന്റ് ഞാൻ അത് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തു. ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ അനാലിസിസ് ഇപ്പൊ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. 5.5 മാസമായി ഇപ്പൊ ഇത് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അത് 1 ഇയർ കോഴ്സാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇത് രണ്ടും കൂടി കഴിയുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് തന്നെ ഇത് എനിക്കൊരു തുടക്കം ഇടണം എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ്. അതെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത്രയും ഒരു അമൂല്യമായ ഒരു നിധിയാണ് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത്. അതെല്ലാവരിലോട്ട് എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് സ്പ്രെഡ് ആക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോ ഈ അടുത്ത കാലത്ത് നടന്ന ആത്മഹത്യകൾ അതുപോലുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം നമുക്ക് അവോയ്ഡ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. അപ്പൊ ആ ഒരു ഇതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ഈ പറഞ്ഞ മാതിരി കതിരിൽ കൊണ്ടെന്നല്ല നമ്മൾ കടക്കൽ കൊണ്ടെന്നാണ് വളമിട്ട് വെക്കേണ്ടത്. അപ്പൊ അത് കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളിലാണ് നമ്മളത് കൊടുക്കേണ്ടത്. നമ്മൾ ഈ ബോൺസായി ആയിട്ട് ആൽമരമാകേണ്ട ഒരു വൃക്ഷത്തെ നമ്മൾ ബോൺസായി ആക്കി ചട്ടിയിൽ വളർത്തുന്നത് പോലെയാണ് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെ നമ്മൾ വളർത്തുന്നത്. അത് ഒരു തിരിച്ചറിവ് പാരന്റ്സിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളൊരു ലക്ഷ്യവും കൂടി എന്റെ മനസ്സിലുണ്ട്. അതെങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും
ആസൂത്രണം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. I think sir, are you audible? Or Hussein sir? കാരണം നമ്മള് സമയം അല്പം വൈകിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ ചില പരിമിതികളുണ്ട്. ഐ തിങ്ക് യാസർ ഭായ്, you can sum up.
Okay, it is good അവര് നല്ലവണ്ണം അതിനെ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത്. പക്ഷെ അതില് ഇപ്പോ നമുക്ക് കുറച്ചുകൂടി ലേറ്റസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മളുടെ ഇൻബോൺ ഇപ്പോ പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ ആസ് വെൽ ആസ് അക്വയർഡ് പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ ഉണ്ട്. നമ്മളുടെ ജന്മനാ കിട്ടുന്ന ഒരു കഴിവും പിന്നീട് നമുക്ക് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കഴിവും ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അത് രണ്ടും കൂടി ചേർന്നാണ് നമ്മളുടെ യഥാർത്ഥ ഒരു ഇത് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നത്. അപ്പോ അങ്ങനെ അറിയുന്നത് വളരെ നല്ലതാണ്. ബിക്കോസ് ഇതിൽ ഇപ്പോ പോൾ സാർ ആയാലും ഹുസൈനിക്ക ആയാലും ഞങ്ങള് ആരും ഒരു കമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ ആസ്പെക്റ്റിൽ പറയുന്നതല്ല. നമ്മളുടെ കുട്ടികളെ യഥാർത്ഥ രീതിയിൽ നമുക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവരണം, അവരെ സ്മാർട്ടസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ കൊണ്ടുവരണം എന്നുള്ള ലക്ഷ്യം വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് നമ്മളിത് സംസാരിക്കുന്നതും പറയുന്നതും ഇതിന് മുമ്പോട്ട് പോകുന്നതും. അപ്പോൾ വളരെ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഹുസൈനിക്കാക്ക് മൊബൈലിൽ എന്തോ ഒരു ഇത് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. പോൾ സാർ, ഇഫ് യു ക്യാൻ കൺക്ലൂഡ് ഐ വിൽ ബി ഗ്രേറ്റ് sir, your presence and
for Paul sir. Paul sir, are you hear me?
Yeah, please.
എനിക്ക് കേൾക്കാം. വളരെ നല്ല ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം ആയിരുന്നു. നല്ലൊരു എക്സ്ചേഞ്ച് ഓഫ് ഐഡിയാസ് നമുക്ക് നടത്താൻ പറ്റി. കാരണം എനിക്കും മിസ്സിന്റെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നിന്ന് നല്ല കാര്യങ്ങൾ, അതായത് അവര് അത്രത്തോളം പാഷനേറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഈ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം, ഈ ഒരു മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഇന്റലിജൻസിനെ അത്രയും നന്നായി സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്തു എന്ന് അറിയുന്നത് വളരെ സന്തോഷം. നല്ലൊരു പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു അവരുടെ. അതായത് ക്ലാസ് റൂം ആസ്പെക്ട്സിലും അതുപോലെ കുട്ടികളുടെ പാരന്റിങ്ങിലും ഒക്കെ എത്ര നന്നായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഇന്റലിജൻസസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും എന്ന് അവരുടെ ആ പ്രസന്റേഷനിൽ തന്നെ അവർക്ക് എത്രത്തോളം അത് ഇഷ്ടമായിട്ടാണ്, അവർ അത്രത്തോളം ലൈഫ് എത്രത്തോളം ഡെഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് അവരത് ചെയ്തതെന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി. അതുപോലെ മിസ്റ്റർ യാസിർ ഫ്രം ദ ബിഗിനിങ് ഏത് സമയത്തും ഈ സൈക്കോളജിയും അതുപോലെ ഈ ഗൈഡൻസും കരിയർ ഗൈഡൻസും ഒരു ജീവിത ലക്ഷ്യമായിട്ട് തന്നെ ഇങ്ങനെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളാണ്. അതുപോലെ കൂടുതൽ ആൾക്കാരെ എനിക്ക് പരിചയപ്പെടാനായിട്ട് പറ്റി. അപ്പോൾ വളരെ സന്തോഷം, ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റിയ സന്തോഷം. ഇത് എന്തായാലും ഇതിങ്ങനെ പ്രൊപ്പഗേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കും. നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന നമ്മളെ ഒരു വിത്ത് പാകുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്ഥാപനം ലൈഫും അതുപോലെ ഹീന ഷെയ്ഖും മുഹമ്മദ് യാസിറും എല്ലാം ചെയ്യുന്നത് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാല് ഇതൊരു വലിയ വൃക്ഷത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ചെറിയ സീഡ് പ്ലാന്റിംഗ് ആണ് ഇപ്പൊ നടക്കുന്നത്. ഇപ്പൊ ഈ സീഡ് പ്ലാന്റിംഗ് നടക്കുന്നത് അത് നല്ല ഉദ്ദേശത്തോടു കൂടി ലോകത്ത് എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിന് എന്തായാലും ഫ്രൂട്ട്സ് കിട്ടും, അത് സംശയമില്ല. പക്ഷെ ചിലത് വളരെ പെട്ടെന്നായിരിക്കും, എന്നാൽ ചില മരങ്ങൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് അതിന്റെ വളർച്ച കാണിക്കില്ല. അത് ആദ്യം അതിന്റെ വേരുകളായിരിക്കും പടരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് പുറത്തുള്ള അതിന്റെ വളർച്ച നമുക്ക് തീരെ കാണാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഇത് നിങ്ങൾ നട്ടിരിക്കുന്ന സീഡിന്റെ വേരുകളായിരിക്കും ആദ്യം വളരുക, എന്നിട്ടായിരിക്കും അത് കരുത്താർജിച്ച് വലിയൊരു വൃക്ഷമായിട്ട് മാറുക. എന്തായാലും ഇത് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഒരു തലമുറയുടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു രാജ്യത്തിന്റെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലോകത്തിന്റെ നന്മയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി കാര്യങ്ങൾ മാത്രമേ നമ്മൾ സംസാരിച്ചുള്ളൂ, അല്ലെ? അതല്ലാതെ ഇതിൽ പറയുന്ന ഒരു വാക്ക് പോലും ലോകത്തിനോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുട്ടികൾക്കോ പാരന്റ്സിനോ ദോഷമാവുന്ന രീതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. അത് തന്നെ വലിയ സന്തോഷമുള്ള കാര്യം. പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റിയത് വളരെ സന്തോഷം.
താങ്ക് യു സർ. സാർ, എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് ഈ രാംകുട്ടിയുടെ ഒരു കവിതയുണ്ട്, 4 വരിയുള്ളൂ. അതായത് വൃക്ഷങ്ങൾ, അതായത് മനുഷ്യർ അന്യോന്യം ഒത്തുകൂടാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി അകറ്റി നട്ട മരങ്ങളുടെ വേരുകൾ തമ്മിൽ കെട്ടുപിടഞ്ഞു കിടക്കുകയാണെന്ന് വീരാൻകുട്ടി എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ സാർ പറഞ്ഞ കവിത നോക്കുമ്പോ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും
വളരെ അർത്ഥമുള്ള കവിതയാണ്.
അപ്പൊ വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷം സാർ, അങ്ങയുടെ സാന്നിധ്യത്തിനും ഇത്രയധികം സമയം നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം സഹകരിച്ചതിനുള്ള നന്ദി കൂടെ അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഗ്രേറ്റ് പ്ലഷർ. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. അതിനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. അപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷം. അതിനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ NM ഹുസൈൻ എന്റെ നാട്ടുകാരൻ കൂടിയാണ്. വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷത്തോടുകൂടിയാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ഞാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചത്. എല്ലാവരുടെയും സന്തോഷത്തോടുകൂടി ആസ്വദിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു സാർ. അങ്ങയുടെ ഒരു ലെക്ചർ ഒരു ക്ലാസ്സിലിരുന്ന് ആസ്വദിക്കുന്ന ഞാനിരുന്ന് ആസ്വദിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. കുറെ കാലങ്ങൾക്ക് ശേഷം അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു അവസരം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു പങ്കുവയ്ക്കണം. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ മുഹമ്മദ് യാസിർ സാർ, ഹീന ഷെയ്ഖ്, ഇതിനിടയ്ക്ക് ഒരു വളരെ നല്ല പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. വളരെ ഡെപ്ത് ഉള്ള, സാർ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ ഒരു ലൈഫ് തന്നെ കൊടുക്കുന്ന രീതിയിൽ തന്നെയാണ് ഹീന അതിനെ സമീപിച്ചത്. അതിനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് വെരി ഇൻസ്പയറിംഗ്. ഷീന സുൽത്താനയുടെ ആ ഒരു വാക്കുകള്, കുട്ടി ലൈഫിൽ എത്രമാത്രം സ്ട്രഗിൾ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് അച്ചീവ് ചെയ്തു എന്നുള്ളത് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് ചുരുങ്ങിയ വാക്കുകളിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ സാധിച്ചു. വളരെയധികം സന്തോഷം. അപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവർ ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ ഒരു ചടങ്ങ് നമ്മൾ അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുകയാണ്. ക്ഷമിക്കണം. എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Shilin sir. Thank you so much for your time, for helping us to conduct this event. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.